What is going on, guys, and welcome back. We are finally returning to Fate Stay Night after months and months of having not done it, and the main reason for that is because, like I said before in one of my update videos, whenever summer break comes around, my schedule for uploading visual novel playthroughs is way more constrained, basically. Like, I don't have... it's not going to be, it's just not on as regular of a schedule as I would like it to be. So finally, we are back on a regular schedule since that is finally over. So we are returning yet again to this craziness. I have missed it so. Especially since this is, like I said, one of my favorite routes in this visual novel. Let's make the final decision. The outcome of the battle is decided. Or more accurately, it was decided a long time ago. This end has been determined ever since you lost Saber. But Shiro, to oppose that thing is to go down the most difficult path. Please keep that in mind. That was said by the girl who fought with you as your sword until the very end. The night you parted with her, you promised to keep fighting by yourself, stop the shadow, and end the war. There was hell. There has to be meaning to why you survived that hell. There has to be a meaning to why you must keep living. It's not that you miraculously survived while everyone else died. It's merely that one person was saved by the sacrifice of everyone else. You hated that. To break through reality, all you could do was become a superhero that can save anyone. Just like Kiritsugu, who kills everyone to achieve his goals. I don't know what those tears were. He destroyed the Holy Grail, denied his battle because it was wrong, and frantically searched for any survivors. No matter what his intentions were, his tears saved you, and you were able to start walking on a new path with him. But you were left alone on the path. The man who led the way died, leaving the dream to you. Yeah, I'm relieved. Emiya Kiritsugu swallowed the sins for which he couldn't atone for and left this world. He couldn't save anyone, so he wanted you to be able to save someone. If you are to destroy everything you've done, the crime will judge you. I know what it means, and I have to atone for it using all my life. I killed the me that I believed in for 10 years. The me that was killed will feed on me. And this is the embodiment of that crime. A saint's shield is useless. Archer's arm will eat away at me, forcing me to atone for my sins. It will bring an end far worse than death. Then cut it off. That's right. It's only one arm. Now that you survived, you won't die even if you cut it off. So why? Because it would hurt a lot? You know too, right? You can't choose all, and you can only save one. A girl that longed for her father but lived seeking revenge. She almost cried but smiled and swallowed her words so that we could live together. Saying that we can't do such a thing. We can't live long together. So... goodbye. It was fun, Oni-chan. What the fuck is that? Ah! This is the final decision. Oh god. We lost. I think the choice here is pretty damn obvious. Save Sakura, bring back Hylia. Oh man, Kaleidoscope. Of course! Of course! What about this match is decided? I can't back out now. I am glad to hear you say that, child. I have no intention of either. That's the spirit. It seems there is no need for hospitalization. Kodamine. That is my line. You and Rin were abandoned at the door. I wanted to leave you two since you made a rather ugly pair as abandoned children go, but you were also dead on your feet. Had I done nothing, there would have been 2 dead bodies in front of my church. A church cannot afford that image, so I had no choice but to treat you. So he only did this because he was concerned for the church's image. That's Kodamine for you. I figure out the situation I'm in. This is the chapel. There's nothing wrong with my body. The energy that was swallowed by Sakura's shadow has recovered. I lost consciousness back in my yard. It must be the same for Tosaka. Ryder probably carried us here. Ryder has no means of healing wounded people. Kodamine was probably the only one she knew that could heal us. How long has it been? The time is... It is 3 in the morning. You have been sleeping for about 12 hours since you were carried here. 12 hours? That's half a day. I get up from the chair I was lying on. I can't lie around like this. Kodamine, where's Tosaka? She was there too, right? Where is she? She probably woke up before you did. Oh, no. Well, she probably did anyway. I have Rin resting at her place. You only had your energy taken away, but she had her magical energy taken away. It would normally take 7 days to recover. But the land of Tosca is good for her. Oh, that's right. She did almost get tentacle raped, so I would assume that it's probably worse for her. If it all goes well, she should regain consciousness by tomorrow afternoon. I see. So her life's not in danger? No. The soil of that land is special. It is a ley line that is said to have been home to vampires. Vampires? Dead apostles? Rin is her family's heir, so she will be back to her impudent self if I keep her buried for a day. Buried? Is she buried in the crown? I think I heard something I'm not used to hearing, but I decided not to ask about it. I would ask about it. That's kind of dangerous, isn't it? Let's hope he didn't literally mean bury. I see. Thanks for the care. I think. I'll leave the church. I know what I have to do. Follow Sakura. Bring back Ilya. Bring back Sakura. Protect the one I love. So what if the fight's outcome is already determined? I still have the power to fight, so this is no time to be hesitating. Yep, let's just walk all the way in the dark, you know, trying to find Sakura. That's a good idea. There's no time. I can't waste time going back home to find a weapon. No, these people can't be fought with weapons from my house, but weapons from my mind. Sakura and Saber. Zoken and Assassin. If Zoken is after Ilya, I have to assume all my enemies are at my destination. So where are you going, Miyashiro? I do not know the situation. It's obvious. Ilya went with Sakura to protect us. She said to go to the castle if Sakura wants her formal dress. I don't know what this formal dress is, but they're likely heading to her castle. Formal dress? Never mind that. Maso Sakura has become your enemy. Then the victor of this Holy Grail War is decided. It's irritating, but Kodamine is right. Zoken and Sakura. Sakura is obviously the superior master, but she can't disobey Zoken. I don't know what she's trying to do with Ilya, but it'll end once she meets Zoken. No matter how much Sakura refuses him, the crest worm in her body will control her. Hey, more importantly, why are you following me? Because I want to, child. It will be too much for you alone. If Ilias feels been kidnapped, I cannot just watch quietly. What? I stop at the unexpected reply. What did he just say? Too much for me. So you're going to help me? Are you discontent? You will be fighting against the greatest force. Now that Rin cannot help you, my power should be of assistance. Well, he is an executor of the church, after all. There's no way I'm discontented. I'm happy for any help, but why? There's no reason for you to help me. Of course not. Just this one time. Do not consider me your ally after we rescue Iliasfield. We can never understand each other. Then it is simply for mutual benefit. Furthermore, they defeated all my servants. Is that not a good enough reason? There's no lie in his words. A lot has happened between us, but he has never lied to me. Well, considering I remember this part of the route pretty well, we're going to accept. Even though we might not want to, because Kodamine is a little bit of a creeper. Do what you want. I don't know what your intentions are, but neither one of us likes Zoken. I see. Common ground is important. I do have some relation to that old man. We start down the hill. We leave the church together without looking at each other. Now, well, the two of them fought in Fate Zero. Well, I wouldn't say they fought. It's more like Zoken had his puppet fight everyone else, which is Karia. Karia really got it the worst out of all the masters in Fate Zero. He was pretty much just used the entire time, and he never really got what he wanted, which was just to free Sakura, or save Sakura, which, strangely enough, is exactly what we're doing in this route. So it's kind of like we're going down the same route Karia went down, although we're not being used as a puppet of Zoken's. So I think that was the main reason why Karia didn't, succeed in the end, because he was just Zoken's puppet. Dawn has nearly broken when we reach the forest. Wait here. You may go home if we do not return by the time the day changes. He stops the car on a road near the entrance of the forest. Kodamine arranged for the car. So, how are you going to help me? Our method of transportation, to start out with. After that conversation, Kodamine immediately prepared a car and driver. That alone is helpful. Oh, so he didn't even drive, lazy bastard. It's past 3 in the morning. Not many taxis would take a suspicious student out to the outskirts right now. and a priest, it is possible that only the boy will return. That is not a good situation. Do not wait for me and go back to town as fast as possible in that case. Kodamine gives orders to the driver. The driver nods silently and then opens the trunk. The driver somehow in on all this? Emiya, take the weapon. Huh? He throws a long, thin object at me. Whoa, is this a sword? It's a slender sword. It's like a rapier. It's a sword made for thrusting, not slashing. But the blade's a bit too thick, and it looks like it'll be hard to use. It's like Assassin's dirk made into a sword. This is a weapon? Kiritsugu preferred guns, but unfortunately submachine guns are the only firearms I have right now. Bullets aren't effective against ghosts, and you're not trained to use them in any case. That's better for you since you're a magic user. Yep, that's one of the black keys. I lightly swing the sword. It's oddly balanced. It weighs about 1 kilo, but the tip is heavy. It's more like an arrow than a sword. Well, you put them through your fingers like your Wolverine. That's the whole point of it. Is this a special weapon of the church? I feel magical energy from it. It is called a black key. It is not magic, but sacrament. It is our exclusive right, used to fight spirits. If you use your own magic on that sword, it should be of some use, even against a servant. That's if I can hit them with it, he adds. Make sure you do not get into a situation where you have to use it. Let's go. It's been almost a day since Iliasville was kidnapped. The place may be empty already, but we'll think about that after we get there. We should at least be able to find out where Mato Sakura went. The priest, unlike me, goes into the forest empty-handed. Well, he must be pretty confident in his abilities. I take a deep breath. I put the sword into the sheath and follow after Kodamine. I take the lead. I use my memory to head to the castle. I couldn't reach it the last time I was here. It's because I met Ilia, fleeing from the Black Shadow on my way to the castle. I checked my left arm. I lost my arm at that time. I was almost killed by the shadow, and there wasn't a thing I could do about it. It's the same now. I have no way to match the shadow even if I encounter it, and they also have Saber. Once I run into them, it's all over. If I'm to get Ilia back, a surprise attack will be the only way. I'll rescue Ilia without Sakura noticing. Then that's gonna be impossible. What should I do after that? What can I do to Sakura? How can I take Sakura back to my house? It's pretty much out of the question at this point, I would think. Hold on, do not tell me you intend to bring Mato Sakura back. What? Of course I intend to. I want to save her. Don't even try. We cannot match Mato Sakura. No, that shadow, it will swallow us without giving us a chance to talk. You should know that better than me. It'll be just like when I confronted her in the yard, but still. Let it go this time. We will have our chance if we can put Iliasville under your care. If you wish to speak to Mato Sakura, that can come after we prepare something that can match her. A force that can match Sakura, who has an overwhelming amount of magical energy. If anyone can prepare such a thing, it'll be Tosuka. I'll have to protect the gem sword we were planning to use against Zoken and the Black Shadow. Damn, okay, I'm supposed to concentrate on saving Ilia for now, right? Right, then let's go. We don't have time. I slap my cheeks to boost my spirits. This isn't the time to be feeling timid. I have to save Ilia. Sakura said she'll kill her. I won't let her die, and I won't let Sakura do such a thing. All I can do right now is get Ilia away from Sakura. Then I'll concentrate on that for now. Shiro, we both know you're powerless. Can't do anything without a servant. I emerge in a familiar place. It's been 2 hours since I entered the forest. The sun should already be up, but the forest is still covered in morning mist. She's here. The curse over this forest is definitely hers. Kodamine says something strange as we keep running. The curse over this forest? Can he see such a thing? Kodamine, by curse, do you mean you can pick out Sakura's presence? It is more like a resonance. Well, I do not care, but if we are to fight Mato Sakura, I will retreat. Putting you aside, I cannot harm Black Sakura. I have no chance of winning even if I fight her. Well, I have no chance of winning either, but... Hold on, what do you mean by black? Sakura's Sakura. She's just possessed by the shadows, and she'll quickly be back to normal. I explained that to you before. The only way to return her to normal is to separate her from the shadows. There are 2 ways to do so. Eliminate the main body of the shadow, or wait until Mato Sakura materializes it. You have no way to defeat the shadow right now. All you can do is protect Sakura's mind until the shadow is born. But I don't know how to protect her mind. The command spell covering Sakura's body. If that's what Kodamine means by Black Sakura, then isn't Sakura slowly turning into the shadow? Kodamine, when you talk about materializing the shadow, do you mean Sakura is turning into it? No, I'm sure there is some sympathy, but the main body of the shadow is in the Holy Grail. What is transforming Mato Sakura is inside the Holy Grail, but that is still her shadow. It cannot exist without her. The main body does not have form, so it exists in the material world by being her shadow. What's inside the Holy Grail will not come into this world unless there is an incomplete Holy Grail called Mato Sakura. But once it is born, it will be a separate entity. Once it is separated from her, the curse tainting her should stop. Kodamine, you say born, but is that thing inside Sakura? Of course not. If it were, the matter would be easily solved. We would simply need to extract it from her body. The main body of the shadow is within the Holy Grail. Mato Sakura is merely a host that gives it energy and form. But Sakura is the Holy Grail, right? What does that mean? Are there many Holy Grails? Means she's a vessel, you idiot. Yes, I explained to you in the beginning. This land is a Holy Grail, and they summoned the Holy Grail into the Holy Grail the people prepared. Holy Grailception. The main Holy Grail, the magic circle, and the brain that governs the rule of the ritual called the Holy Grail War. That is the Holy Grail on this land that Ainsburn, Tosca, and Mikiri prepared. The Holy Grail in this land. And all the laws, summoning the servants, making the masters fight, and calling down the Holy Grail. If the Holy Grail War is man-induced, then it's obvious that there's a man-induced cause. Then, if I find that large-scale magic circle and destroy it, I may be able to purge the shadow invading Sakura's body. Do you know where that is, Kodamine? I have a guess. Ask Rin if you would like to know the entrance. The Tosca family are the supervisors of this land. The Ainsburn cooperated with them 200 years ago to secure a land for the ritual. Rin, the successor, should know where that place is. But that is all after we save Iliasville. If Zoken obtains Iliasville, she and Mato Sakura will be disposed of as the Holy Grail. Mato Zoken has no intention of using the main Holy Grail. For him, the two women are enough. Your ideal of destroying the main Holy Grail is meaningless. Don't be stupid. I'm not thinking about such a thing. Really, I think that is the most realistic solution for you. It's strange that you wouldn't go through with it. Shut up. So why didn't you tell me about it? If you told me at the beginning, you would have destroyed the magic circle. Nothing would go smoothly. My goal is the completion of the magic circle, after all. I cannot let you destroy it. In short, they're going to end up fighting over just destroying the cause of all this. I told you that we will be enemies after we rescue Iliasville. My goal is different from yours. I'm interested in what comes from Mato Sakura. No, what is trying to become her. Unlike Zoken, I have no wish. Don't bullshit me. You're the same as Zoken. You're using Sakura to create something and make it yours. Make it mine? Of course not. I have no interest in it after it is born. In any case, no human will be able to control it. What will appear is a phenomenon called Hell. If Mato Sakura becomes that, I will die just like everybody else. What? What is that? Then his goal's just... Are you insane? You want to turn Sakura into such a thing, knowing that you're going to be killed? Yes, my role is to bless whatever is born. That will not change, no matter what it is or what situation it is in. There is a life and a will to be born. I cannot oppose that. Emiya, if there is a pure wish in this world, it must be the desire to be born. But what's in Sakura is... It is not evil. Humans can earn happiness just by existing. As they grow, they will learn of new happiness, of more advanced and complex pleasures. But humans are not happy at the moment of birth. An embryo does not have the knowledge to know what happiness is. Humans start from zero, learn what is fun, and learn what is right. The beginning is at zero. There is no good or evil. There is only the fact that it is allowed to exist in this world. Good or evil, the person's knowledge will decide that. If there is any responsibility, it lies with the environment and the self that raised you. There is no crime in receiving birth. That is why I will bless even the birth of a devil. This is the way I have lived. This way of living is mine. Even if what Mato Sakura gives birth to is hell, it is hard to change my nature. But you're a priest. You don't like hell, and you're against the idea, or the, you're naturally kind of... You think that you're supposed to naturally be against hell, or anything that comes from hell. You're supposed to represent good, and hell is supposed to represent evil, so doesn't that kind of go against your beliefs, Kodamine? I don't understand. I know he's serious. I know he'll die, but he's still going to bless the evil that will be born through Sakura. I'll never be able to approve of this man. but it's true that he's trying to save Ilia and release Sakura from Zoken's control. Thoughts that are in conflict, lives that cannot coexist, but we have the same goal right now. I can trust you, right? I said we will be cooperating. I will trust you with my back. A reply without hesitation. That's all there is right now. I have an ally that's better than anyone. I'll just have to think about rescuing Ilia and getting out of this forest safely. I can't accept this, man, just like I can't accept Archer. Oh, man. The suffering. The space is filled with black fire. The luxurious rooms are burned away by meaningless gasping. The blazing fire is like a heat haze. The formerly shapeless shadow breaks through every wall and floor in concert with the host's pain. Man, this is just fucking weird. The black heat haze dances in tune to the melody. Each time the figure at its center curls up, claws at her throat, and gasps in agony, the old castle's beauty is disfigured further. But this is nothing to grieve over. This desolate winter castle has been forgotten by everyone. Nobody has lived here or seen it, so it makes no difference even if it's destroyed. Well, Ilia's Field won't have a home to come back to. The hall has turned into the Shadow's kingdom. Writhing in agony, the woman in the middle is both its king and its slave. It has already been a day since she arrived at this castle with Iliasfeel. Mato Sakura's transfiguration is reaching its final stage. As she's one with the Shadow, having a physical form is torture. Her mind is being engulfed by pain and the impulse to destroy. If that were all, she would be able to bear it. She's used to physical pain, but the pain of having her existence denied is something she has never experienced. The Shadow should not exist. This world has no blessings to offer it. She tears at her throat. She cannot breathe. The air is poisonous. Mato Sakura is turning into a deep-sea monster, so being on land is like being in a vacuum. That's why she dances around like mad. Her sanity broken, she takes out her anger on everything she sees. She keeps appealing to the unconcerned world about her pain. About her misfortune and her pain. Well, it is about time. She remained Mato Sakura for longer than I expected, but she will turn into the vessel with one more push. The two shadows watch the spectacle. An old Magus, Mato Zoken, and his servant, Assassin. One more push? I'm tired of hearing those words. The match is over. I am the only servant you need. Have her take in the remaining two. I know, but she does not try to kill the servants she has absorbed. I do not know if it is her shallow wit or cowardice. Saber and Berserker are still trapped within her. She should kill them, but she keeps them alive. Interesting. So Saber is not the only one. No, it is probably to keep me in check. But how thoughtless of her. The more servants she controls, the more magical energy she must draw from the Holy Grail. It is a supply of magical energy the Holy Grail receives from the Great Holy Grail. But magical energy is not the only thing that flows into her. She is accelerating her transfiguration by letting the servants live. Her sanity will be lost, and she will turn into an ideal tool even if I do nothing. The old Magus laughs, watching the girl's suffering. There's affection in his eyes. He loves her. What he originally considered a mere experiment grew beyond his expectation to grant him his dearest wish, immortality. It would be strange not to love her. To the old Magus, Mato Sakura looks like a beautiful bride. No matter how much she fights, she will be his in the end. Ugh. Don't want to think about that. It doesn't matter even if she obtains power, controls many servants, and retains her sanity. Their hierarchy was set 11 years ago. The old Magus can kill Mato Sakura merely by closing his eyes and opening them again. But the White Skull is different. He's the symbol of an ill omen, the wind that brings death, so he's sensitive to those of his kind. The Magus makes light of the matter, but will everything turn out well? The situation will not change, even if the girl loses her sanity. She reacts to people with hostility. In that regard, she's already acting the way she will once her mind is lost. Mato Zoken is conceited. Even if she goes mad, she will not obey his command. Magus, there is a way to control her, yes. Her defensive instincts are excessive. Your voice will not reach her if she loses her sanity and can no longer tell ally from enemy. If that happens, you cannot approach merely by hiding your hostility. She is the kind that will eliminate her enemies by foreseeing the result called death.
Oh, I see. That is promising. That makes it even better as the container.
The old Magus laughs. Falling silent, the masked figure stares at the crumbling hall. He cannot approve of the Magus' plan. He says his goal is immortality, but his method seems distorted. No, he's a rotting human from the start. It's natural that he's crazy, but the old man's procedure seems inconsistent.
Did you hear that, assassin? She's begging me for help now. Good, good. It feels like we're 11 years in the past. The pressure of being denied by the world itself must surely be painful, Sakura. But endure it. Your body can endure it. Remember all the days of pain and solitude over the last 11 years. For what did you bear the thousands of tortures? What did you give your body to those tens of thousands of worms for? That's right. Pain to that degree is nothing to you. That's how I raised you. That's how I trained you.
It seems the old Magus can hear the girl's voice. Assassin can only hear groans, but she must literally be begging for her life, begging for help.
Yes, I will help you. You are my masterpiece. I shall see it through, but I can only save your body. Your mind did not follow me through the 11 years of training. You escaped the pain by accepting it, so you should not be able to bear that resentment. But you can rest assured, as I will guarantee the strength of your flesh, you can bear it. Your flesh shall be put on Avenger.
The old Magus continues to laugh. Assassin looks at him emotionlessly and steps back.
Where are you going, assassin? There is a slight possibility of danger. I need you here to protect me from her.
I do not mind, but why are you concerned about the Black Holy Grail and not the White? Why are you letting the legitimate Holy Grail we obtained roam freely?
Oh, that. Ilias feels cooperative. She exists only to open the gates as her duty. She does not mind what we do as long as her goal is achieved. Do not be so doubtful. The Holy Grail you desire is that girl, keeping your name in history and becoming the original. Your wish to be eternal through record will be granted by Ainsburn. But I need her to keep her original form. A homunculi are outside my expertise. You can let her be until they prepare her formal dress.
So you will not force them, you say? But do we have such liberty?
Of course we do. We have no more enemies. It was unexpected that Emiya's boy and Tosca's girl were alive, but they aren't important. Nobody is foolish enough to fight after being shown that much difference in power. We cannot take it back if we rush things out of needless worry and allow Iliasfield to die. It is her role to open Heaven's Gate. We shall show compassion and let her carry out her duty. Assassin!
Stop. It seems there is someone that foolish.
Huh?
At that instant, the white skull disappears. Assassin sensed the intruders and hurried out of the castle without hesitation. The enemies are already running inside. They have slipped through the unwary Magus' guard and are about to exit the castle gate.
Oh, so you are determined to die, boy.
He hasn't been so careless. Iliasfield cannot run away. Ainsburn's long-standing desire is in her core. The white girl will help him even if he doesn't force her. It's foolish to run away with such a girl. Even if they escape the forest with her, she will come to the land of the Holy Grail, the land of the origin.
I have left her alone, but it cannot be helped now. It is your turn, Sakura. You cannot be saved without Iliasfield. If you would like to be freed from that pain, go trample upon them without mercy.
With a loud laugh, the presence of the old Magus recedes. A shadow is cowering in the hall. The shadow that shrouds the entire hall has become a black swamp, from which two dark figures emerge. I wonder who those could be. The girl no longer feels agony. It's not that she's accustomed to the poison now. It's merely that...
I see. You came, Senpai.
Pleasure has surpassed her dark pain.
So that priest's with him. How stupid of him. He came to be eaten?
She raises a finger to the direction of the castle gate, the direction the trespassers have gone, where they are running even now.
Go. You can kill anyone but Senpai. Kill anyone else, no matter who they may be.
It's pretty much turned into a yandere. The black giant is released. The unleashed hound roars and disappears with a sudden gust.
But then, you won't be able to tell who that is, though, Berserker.
She smiles. Slowly, she leaves the kingdom of rubble with the Black Swordsman. Well, Shiro and Kotomine are totally fucked. Berserker, even in normal form, would have destroyed them easily. They really wouldn't be able to put up any sort of fight against them, not without another servant, especially not without Saber. So, someone like Black Berserker, or, I guess Berserker Alter, I'm guessing he's a lot more powerful than regular Berserker, so can't imagine how they're gonna fight him. We emerge into a clearing, an empty circular space within the vast forest. I don't think they'd be able to get away from me, the Berserker servant either, so running away really isn't an option, especially considering he's pretty fast, even though he's huge. The castle I saw through Ilya's eyes is standing there, just like I remembered. There's no one around. It's strange that there's no watch anywhere, but I can't back out even if this is a trap. Kotomine, can we get up to the second floor from that tree? Even if they don't know we're here, it'll be suicidal to go in from the front door. It might be useless, but I have to do everything I can. Right. If we wish to sneak in, we should use a waterway, but they aren't the sort to fall for such time-consuming methods. They will notice our intrusion once we enter the castle. I would like to go directly to where Iliasville is held captive and escape immediately, but... The priest looks up at the castle, pondering. He narrows his eyes as if trying to look through the wall, staring at each window in turn. What a surprise. It seems they really do think lightly of us, Emiya. A happy voice. What? I've never heard this tone from him before, so I doubt my ears for a second. What? Kotomine? Did you find something? I did. Let me ask, do you have experience in mountain climbing, Miyashiro? Don't tell me. I mean free climbing, of course. It is vertical, but there's no overhang and there are enough holds. We can maintain a secure footing. It will be easy to climb this wall without tools. Compared to a wall of ice, this is like walking down the street. What? Kotomine puts his hand on the wall before I can stop him. What? He presses himself against the wall and climbs up. He's going slow, but I see how stable he is. What are you doing? If you cannot find the points, copy me. You should not be so weak that 4 stories aren't too much for you. Oh, and leave the black key. We can pick it up on the way out. The priest continues to climb as he speaks. He's serious. Fuck that. I cannot handle heights. I wouldn't be able to do this. I throw down the sword and get on the wall. He must have picked an easy section to climb. The rocks are pretty rough, so I can manage to get a hold of them. You don't just use your strength to climb up. Knowing if the next hold is safe, knowing if the small hold can support your weight, knowing if there's another hold after you move. A vertical climb is like a puzzle of improvisation. Come on, Shiro, you better Assassin's Creed your way up that that mansion. Even if the goal is a meter away, you have to go back down and try a new route if you can't find the next hold. A route to the destination. The technique of thinking 2 or 3 steps ahead only comes with experience. That's experience I lack, so I have to copy exactly what Kotomine does. I'll instantly fall if I miss the target by a few centimeters or grip the handle with the wrong force. I can't believe it. You let an amateur do something like this? I grumble as I climb up. Well, it's ridiculous, but it's not totally reckless. Normally, one climbs like this near the top of a mountain. The wall isn't the only thing I climb or fights against. Just as the deep sea is a sanctuary that humans cannot violate, high places are also a sacred place. There's not enough oxygen above the altitude of 6,000 meters, and untrained people cannot stay there for more than a few hours. Nausea, dizziness, brain edema from lack of oxygen, and finally, death. This is a hell that gets worse the higher you go. And intense cold. Your skin would freeze, and even a slight scratch would turn into necrosis. Climbing is done in such extreme environments. Compared to that, merely climbing a wall is hardly impossible. But still, it's still hard. I can only use the tips of my fingers. I have to put my weight there and support my body using a small foothold. I can't keep up with them unless I've trained every inch of my body. Hold on. She moved. I thought she was above, but it's actually below us. Emiya, go down to the 3rd floor window and go inside. Hey, are you crazy? I'm not a spider, so I can't do such a thing. Kotomine, there's a window. How can I go inside? I don't care. Break through it. You fraud. If it was going to be like this, it would have been so much easier if we'd just gone inside using the tree. Well, you did that in Fate Route. I don't know why I couldn't do it here. I guess Kotomine was thinking he'd rather climb. I want to practice my climbing skills. I jump into the castle. I break the window and jump in using the same motion. I grab the wall with both hands, swing my body at the window, and kick my way in. I roll across the expensive-looking carpet. My body was falling when I swung my legs. If I'd kicked out a bit later, I would have hit the wall and landed back first on the ground. Ugh. Damn, I'd die if I fell on my head from the 3rd floor. It's dangerous to kick into a window and roll while scattering glass shards, but it's no worse than expected. Shiro. The instant I raise my head, all trifling matters escape my mind. Ilya? I forget I'm in enemy territory. I recall what happened in the yard. Ilya told me goodbye with a false smile. Unbelievable. Why did you come, Shiro? There's nothing you can do now. Are you going to waste your effort again? A cold voice. Ilya puts on a cold face. I'm used to it. I'm used to seeing that face on her, but... You still don't understand. You can leave Sakura to me. This is my duty, so you can just go home and... Idiot! Don't say dealing with the aftermath is your duty. I slapped her across the cheek, unable to forgive her. Don't do that, she'll send Berserker after you. What? How dare you? It's not like a gentleman to slap a lady's cheek. I won't forgive you if you do such a thing to me. It's me that won't forgive you, you idiot. I'd be punching you if you were a guy, you bad girl. I'm happy to be able to see her, but I'm really angry. What? I didn't do anything to make you mad. I went with Sakura to fulfill my role. It was the best decision I could make, so you don't have the right to complain. Shut up. I don't care about that. Look, I don't know about your role. I just came to bring back a bad girl who ran away selfishly. I won't be tricked, no matter how much you bluff and pretend you're alright. I'm going to take you home as long as you don't want to be here. What? Who's bluffing? I'm not hating it. This body is made to be a holy grail. I don't like becoming the key for them, but if I can use the power of the Holy Grail, Sakura will... That's called a bluff, you idiot. Look, I don't care about the Holy Grail. Ilya is Ilya. If you want to stay as yourself, just ignore all this. Don't sacrifice your life for someone else. She looks away. She bites her lip and... That goes for you too, Shiro. Murmurs something I can't hear. Fine, let's say I don't like this whole thing. What about it? We can't beat Sakura nor run away from her. It's impossible to get me out of the castle. That's why Zoken's letting me roam freely. He'll overlook you for now, but you won't make it out of the forest if you're with me. Her red eyes reject me, telling me to go back. What the fuck? I don't think we even need to save here. Bring Ilya back, or bring Ilya back. Why is this... Okay, seriously, was this just supposed to be a joke? Why is this even a choice? Come on. I think Nasu was just trying to troll us here. I'm still taking you home. I'm not going back by myself. I don't even need to think about it. There's no alternative in my mind. Ilya just stares back at me in surprise. I take her hand. Let's go, Ilya. We'll go home before they find us. Now the real, difficult part about this is going to be climbing back down this fucking castle. I pull her small, light body and start to walk. I'm stunned. Anything I say to you is useless. Ilya starts to walk without resisting. Really, there's no way this will turn out well. She happily closes her hand over mine. What are you waiting for? Then, Kotomine jumps in through the window I broke. Kotomine! Ilya pulls her hand from mine and stands on guard. Oh, wait, Ilya, he's on our side. We're cooperating just this once. We made a quick team. And if you don't cooperate, I'll have you eat Mapo tofu. What? No way. You're working with this guy, Shiro? You can't. We can talk later. Let's go outside before they catch up to us. Yeah! He moves in an instant. Kotomine grabs Ilya's arm and jumps out the window without any hesitation. What? Ilya! I dash to the window. Kotomine has already landed. Ilya is in his arms. At once, she shakes off his grip and slaps his face. She hit him so hard that I can hear it from up here. This isn't the time to be amazed. So he wants me to jump? There's no time to hesitate. I can manage this height if I land properly. You're gonna break your fucking legs. I charge as much magical energy as I can into my feet. I can't strengthen my own body, but this should soften the landing. Strengthen your body, Shiro. And... or not. Yeah! I jump down 20 meters and roll the instant I hit the ground. But the 3rd floor of a castle is very high up. In a normal house, it'd be somewhere around the 8th story. That hurts. I thought my brain would pop out. Damn, my feet are so numb that I can't even stand. But I'm lucky it's grassy here. If this were asphalt, I would have broken my legs, and then I'd never be able to escape. I'm surprised. You're tough, Shiro. Indeed. It is amazing that you jumped from that height without using any magic. Are you suicidal? I thought he did use magic. If he didn't use magic, he'd be fucking dead. The two stare at me. Setting Ilya aside for the moment, Kodamine's comment makes me forget about the pain. Shut up. I had to do it because you jumped. I don't want to do this ever again. You'd normally break your leg, and I almost fainted right when I started the jump. But you have no injuries. You have no right to complain. But it is certainly a surprise. Why did you even consider jumping from that height? Even a Magus would not think about jumping from that height without using a spell. Well, I was left behind, and since Kodamine jumped with Ilya, I thought I'd look bad if I didn't do it too. It's not Shiro's fault. Archer's influencing his mind as well as his body. That's why his body's so tough. He thought he could handle that drop the way Archer could. What does that mean, Ilya? It means you're an idiot. I see. That is reliable. Please demonstrate that strong attitude during battles. Here's your sword. He throws me the sword I left here. Whoa! You can run, right? Our lives depend on it now. Kodamine turns to the castle gate, telling me there's no time to talk. And in challenge to him. The fuck? Oh, an odd sound shakes the winter castle. I thought so. You kept him in this world, eh, Sakura? That roar was definitely a signal fire for the hunt, telling us that the most fearsome hound has been unleashed. It's like a death sentence placed upon a fleeing prisoner by an honorable yet ruthless lord. Berserker. My mind shifts into full alert. Berserker. I hear the name that embodies danger, and every last ounce of composure is squeezed from my body. Kodamine. We'll retreat. We can do nothing even if we fight him. We will be killed once he catches up to us. Kodamine leads the way to the castle gate. Don't look back, Ilya. Forget about him. Berserker isn't like before. I take Ilya's hand and start running. We can't be holding back now. If that mad warrior is after us, the only way for us to survive is to run with all our might for the whole 3 hours to the forest's edge. Holy fuck. Yeah, I don't think you're going to be able to run that far. It's hard to breathe. A darkness I can't ignore no matter what is overtaking us. I run through the forest. I still don't see anything behind us. All I hear is the sound of raging wind. The pursuer is not a hound, but a huge monster. As he cannot slip in between trees like us, he instead follows us by knocking aside whatever blocks his path. It feels like we're being chased by one of those heavy drills used for digging tunnels. It's like there's a black wall bearing down to engulf us. No, I can't run that fast. I slow down to Ilya's pace. This is bad. The enemy's speed and ours are about the same. He'll catch up to us in a minute if I try to run while carrying Ilya. No, I'll stay here, so escape by yourself, Shiro. He hasn't caught up to us yet. Get on my back. One little girl's weight is nothing. Idiot, that's not true. If you do that, he'll be on us in no time for sure. What should I do? Should I carry Ilya and run, or will I fight that monster? And I can't even match Assassin. Fight one-on-one against the strongest servant with this borrowed sword? No. Stop. Please don't make me. There's no way in the world I can beat that monster. I'll die if I stop. He'll definitely kill me. The moment I face him, my body will be sliced in half. My torso crushed by strength like a machine, all while I'm still conscious, and... There is no need for that. I will carry Ilya's field. What? We both turn around. I don't even have time to be surprised. Kodamine walks over to us, picks Ilya up, and starts running. You didn't know I was an Olympic sprinter, did you? He's fast. Kodamine has a good build. With his height, he should be able to easily carry Ilya and run. But we're in a forest. Even though the ground is uneven, trees are scattered everywhere, and his arms are full. He's not slowing down. Kodamine! I run full speed after him. We're at equal speed now. Kodamine is carrying Ilya while I'm running without any shackles. In a forest where we might trip at any moment, we run at a pace of 100 meters per 7 seconds. My heart's beating rapidly. This isn't normal. I'm running too quickly. It's not possible for a human to run at almost 50 kilometers per hour through this terrain. My left arm throbs. It feels like my left arm expanded beneath the cloth. This is probably what Ilya was talking about. Archer's battle experience isn't the only thing flowing into me. His physical abilities are flowing into me now. An overdose of strength-enhancing drugs. The poison seeps into my body, letting me demonstrate abilities beyond my limits. That's fine. Even if this may be contamination too great for a Geiger counter to measure, I appreciate it for now. But Kodamine is different. I don't sense any usage of magic or leak of magical energy. It's unbelievable, but he's running with Ilya in his arms without any magical assistance. I guess executors of the church are a lot stronger than, are about as strong as a Magus. Makes sense considering CL's abilities, but CL is also immortal, so there's that. Hey, are you really human? Not as much as you, but have you noticed? We can get away if we maintain the speed. It seems he cannot see through his eyes.
He can't see?
That is the only reason I can think of. He's faster. The trees in the forest are like pebbles beneath his feet, but he has yet to catch up to us, which must mean something is wrong with him. Kodamine plainly talks. I don't know why he's talking about this with such disinterest, but if we can manage to get away, so it all depends on our cardio? No, it seems things will not be that easy. A voice filled with hostility, before I'm able to tell what he means. Assassin. My left arm writhes. Yep, there he is. I see a white skull. Assassin slips through the trees beside us, as if laughing at our attempts to escape. Crap! By the time I realize how much trouble we're in, it's already too late. On the other side of the trees is Assassin, raising his left arm over his head and... Someone parries before it can pierce my skull. I gasp. There's only one person that can do such a thing. Kodamine, still carrying Ilya, parried the attack that was fired without any indication. How annoying. He never appears when your hands are free, but he shows up as soon as you're preoccupied. Kodamine slows down. The priest frowns and glares at the black assassin keeping pace with us. Kodamine, I will leave Ilya to you. I shall take care of him in turn. I am a priest after all. I have experience with exorcising evil spirits. Kodamine stops and lets Ilya down. What? Are you serious? I pull the bewildered girl towards me. At the same time, 3 daggers are fired like bullets. Kodamine! Holy shit. It's sharp, but too direct. The course of the attacks is too easy to read for an assassin. I doubt my eyes. Assassin fired 3 sword flashes. The priest easily knocked them all aside. Kodamine is a lot more capable than we give him credit for, I think. I guess because in the Fate route he was too taken aback by Shiro resisting the black mud that he wasn't able to fight back against Shiro. I guess he was just too astounded by it that he couldn't do anything. So Shiro was able to get the better of him. Not to mention he's also a lot older in Fate Stay Night than he is in Zero. If this were Fate Zero Kodamine, Shiro would not stand a chance fighting him. Berserker. Damn, that was close. He'll catch up to us if we slow down here. This is no time to be indecisive. I have to go ahead with Ilya. It's fine, right? I'm going, Kodamine. That is what I'm telling you. You do not need to worry about me. I hold Ilya in my arms. I can't run as fast as Kodamine, but this is still faster than having her run with me. I turn my back to the priest. The dark roar is coming from another part of the forest. It's surely coming closer while destroying everything in its path. I have nothing to say to Kodamine. Trusting him with my back and running with all speed will be my best reply. And right when I'm about to start off... Emiya, do not kill the person if the one you saved is a woman. Having her die in front of you hits you pretty hard. The priest says something strange, his voice heavy with self-derision. It's just a meaningless warning. Hurry. If your only pursuer is a berserker, you should be able to escape. The rest of the fight is up to you, Emiya Shiro. I nod and start off. Their shadows recede into the distance. His back is so far away. I have a bad feeling. I think we'll never see each other alive again. I'm not going to say whether he's right or wrong about that. It's a bit abrupt, but driving away evil spirits is not a priest's duty. A priest preaches about the teachings of God, but doesn't drive away evil spirits. Their God is one and absolute, supreme and all-knowing, a spirit that created the perfect world. Such a God would never allow evil to disgrace the world that he created. But evil still exists, corrupting men and tainting the world. God's world is being desecrated by something that should not exist. This is how they defend the contradiction. That even the evil that threatens mankind is a necessary part of the world, that it is something worthy of love. In this regard, evil is a messenger from heaven. If what brings out the goodness of men is holy, it follows that what brings out the malice of men is evil. They are both angels sent by God. As one who teaches the word of God, the priest has no right to eliminate them. But evil does exist, corrupting men and tainting the earth, producing gruesome tragedies surpassing human knowledge. At times, the trials from heaven made people realize how powerless God is. The inhuman deeds of the evil caused people to desire for miracles from the great God. Consequently, an exception was created. Apostles, humans that carry out the will of God instead of spreading His word. Trials that should be observed. Heresy that should be denied. People who possess what should not exist, the eighth sacrament. Executors, destroyers of evil deed by the 120 cardinals, were born. They drive away darkness, purging all things that are not part of God's teachings. They hunt down that which does not exist in the doctrine, so they're not bound by the doctrine. Their immorality is forgiven. There's only one thing they must protect, the great name of God. For this purpose, they will destroy the evil that God created. That is the only difference between them and the exorcists. Executors, huh? I hear the church teaches to be frivolous as the pigeon, yet adaptable as the snake. I see that you are no exception. The White Skull laughs. The priest Kodamine Kirei does not answer, but checks his weapons. 5 black keys on each side, a command spell on his right arm, unused since the last war. These armaments are more than sufficient against a low-ranking spirit. But he cannot kill a servant even if he hits every one of his weapons. Even if he may be nameless, Assassin is a heroic spirit. He can't possibly defeat a heroic spirit unless he has a weapon of the scripture scale that the selected agents carry. What's wrong? It looks like your weapon is a projectile weapon as well. Would you like to try a match? The priest doesn't move. He stares at the skull that lurks between the trees, listening to the sounds in the forest. Rustling leaves, the breath under the mask, the sound of slowly melting flesh, and the mad warrior crashing into the distance. He went that way, as I thought. It seems you are not doing well with Mato Sakura, Mikiri-zoken. He talks while staring at the skull.
I see. So you felt my presence, Kirei. Why did you stop in spite of that? You could have used the boy as bait to escape. So why are you conducting such a good deed as to be the bait yourself? Do not tell me you are moved by kindness. The laugh echoes through the forest. The White Skull slightly wavers. The priest doesn't even move his brow. I did not intend to save Miyashiro. I merely had business here. And he speaks with no sign of hostility. Oh? You had business with me?
Of course. Either way, Emiya and I will not get out of the forest. I know we will both die eventually. Then, it is only natural to do something for yourself before you die, correct?
Hmm? Then you do not mind what happens to Iliasville. You came to rescue her, right?
I care not. I can do nothing, even if I defeat Assassin here and move to help the boy. Whether Miyashiro succeeds or fails to save her is no concern of mine. He holds 3 black keys in his left hand. The priest stares at the skull in front of him while holding the swords in a fan form.
Oh, then you stayed here because...
Yes, I must keep Iliasville from you, or... Then the hostility disappears. The White Skull melts into the forest without trace. Or kill you here. The blades run. The sword held by the priest and the daggers flung by Assassin clash.
I see. So that's why you came to die. Fine, Kirei. We have unsavory ties. I shall see through the panel of the church's outlier.
The laugh echoes. The holy man who wards off evil meets Malik al-Mu'at, knowing it's impossible to win. I know I probably butchered that name. I'm not really good with Middle Eastern names. Middle Eastern names pretty much always confuse me because of how complicated they are to pronounce. I run through the forest with Ilya in my arms. I can't turn back. It feels like a black wall would be behind me if I turned back, which would kill my spirit to escape alive. I don't have energy to waste on that. He'll catch up to us if my resolve wavers. He'll catch up and kill us both. It feels like my feet will tear off. Ilya may be light, but carrying someone still slows me down. Making matters worse, the forest isn't the best place to run in. Each step nearly causes me to trip. Faster, 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 faster. He'll catch up to us unless I run faster. The presence behind me is getting closer by the second. This is no time to be moving this slowly. I have to run faster. Run fast like Kodamine and run away with Ilya. My heart feels like it's about to explode. It's painful. I can't breathe. The muscles in my legs are about to tear apart, and my bones are screaming to break. It's painful. How long have I run for? I'm running frantically through the forest with Ilya in my arms. I've covered 5 kilometers already. Then again, I'm so short of breath that I can't think, so it might have been twice that. I ran full speed without slowing down. Uh-oh. He's coming! Hide your kids, hide your wife. Ugh. And Ilya's trying to say something, but I can't hear her. But it won't go away. I'm running full speed. My heart and muscles are about to stop, and yet the presence behind me is getting larger. Ilya is heavy. Oxygen is heavy. My legs are heavy. Death is heavy. I'll die if he catches up to me. I'm burdened with the fear of being killed in a single blow. Ugh. I mentally kick myself before I can falter. Run. Just don't think and keep running. So what if my legs are about to rip off? What's the point in worrying? Think about that when it actually happens. For now, I just need to get out of the forest as quickly as possible. Fill my chest with gasoline. Turn the key and ignite the engine that's stalling with fear. Keep the gear at the top. Remove the brakes. Shiro! Run, run, run. I run to shake the uneasiness from my back. Run to ignore the fear behind me. Run so I won't think negative thoughts. Yeah, I don't think that's gonna work so well. Shut up. Don't yell in my ear. My eardrums are about to burst just because of my breathing. I can't spare the effort to listen to your loud voice. No! Stop, Shiro! Ilya screams in my arms. My mind reacts to her frantic warning before my body does. Huh? I stop. My feet slide to a halt in the dirt, and I put Ilya down on the ground. Trace! I ready the sword I had on my waist and create a magic circuit at the speed of 200 miles per hour. On! Nothing comes to mind. Analysis of creation concept. Analysis of basic structure. Modification of creation concept. Reinforcement of basic structure. In an instant, I manufacture everything without even thinking about it. Ah! I resist the impact with all my strength. The whirlwind comes from the side. The pursuer has attacked us from the side, smashing away all the trees in his way. I'm sent flying. All it took was one blow. The black key, which I strengthened to be as strong as a diamond, is bent like melted candy. The impact goes through the sword into my body, permeating damage from the tip of my head to my toes. Ugh. I'm flying. The attack I made with all my might was deflected like nothing. I'm no match against him. Emiya Shiro isn't allowed to even stop that monster. My body's floating in the air. No, I'm flying. I'm like a thrown lance, hurled dozens of meters by the impact. I might fly back to the castle. That's how much stronger he is. Escape is impossible. Time has stopped. I'm still flying, and I should die when I fall to the ground. Having seen the difference in our power, I accept my fate, but... No way! No! Berserker! I see Ilya crying in disbelief, with the black monster in front of her. I frantically reach out. I stop my flying body by hitting myself against a tree. It feels like I've been hit in the back with a hammer. My heart, already pushed to the point of bursting, expands still further. It cries in pain as though there's a crack running through it. I can only draw a single breath. I need oxygen, but it feels like I'll explode if I take another. But my body moves. That single breath gives me strength to run. I use all my magic circuits to move my muscles, and... Hey, what's wrong, Berserker? It's me, can't you tell? Entranced, Ilya doesn't move. She just calls out in a weak voice, trying to deny the unrecognizable figure before her. Holy fucking Christ. That's definitely a new look for a Berserker. That's the Black Enemy's true identity. Kodamine said his eyes can't see. He's right, but he's not accurate. That servant has no eyes, nose or mouth. His glowing red eyes are there to emit hostility. His body is covered by the black mud, and the wound he had received from Saber is left alone. That's something completely different. Engulfed in the mud, he is a monster who can only destroy. He doesn't even see who he's attacking. The Mad Warrior can't recognize Ilya's figure, let alone mine. Oh man. He raises his axe sword against the living thing in front of him. Shiro, you better do something. Like right now. This is not a good time for an interlude. The priest is about to end his life. Kodamine Akire leans against a wall, staring at the white skull. His outfit is slashed up. He's breathing hard, with 3 black keys as his only remaining weapon.
This looks like the end. I should commend you for lasting this long against a servant.
The old man's laugh echoes through the sky. Assassin remains silent, in contrast to his talkative master. Battle is merely work for him. The dirks that go for his opponent's vital spots are also weapons to measure the strength of his opponent. He measures his opponent's mobility with the first dagger. He measures his opponent's action principles with the second. He always keeps 7 meters between him and the opponent. He maintains a distance at which only projectile weapons are useful and measures his opponent's skill. If he cannot kill his opponent in one blow, he will force his opponent to a place where he can. He will drive them into a corner by cutting their limbs and tiring their bodies. For Assassin, the daggers are merely preparation for his fatal attack. He uses them to analyze his target's skill, creates the perfect opportunity, and smashes his enemy with his evil arm. It's just a chore for Assassin, bringing him no joy. It's a boring chore, but the priest is better prey than he expected. He has used at least 20 daggers already. Although he used them to determine his opponent's skill, each one is still meant to kill. The priest has blocked him and reached this ruin. He dismissed the priest as a mere human, but his powers are admirable. Oh hey, look, it's the same ruin that Shiro had a threesome with Ren and Saber in the Fate route. That's great. But this is it. His energy drained, the priest leans against the wall. The priest leans against the wall and stares at Assassin. He has 3 hidden black keys left. The 7 he threw were all dodged.
Then this is the end. Show him some grace, Assassin.
The skull wavers. Assassin fires the daggers without motion, aiming for the temple, pancreas, and diaphragm. The priest challenges the lightning flashes with his black keys. There is a term called Fatal Attack. A move that will kill, a move that will determine the victory. This is it. The 3 daggers are a feint. Kotomine Akira will die the instant he deflects them. Die. Aw man, it's the arm. The wing flaps. The cursed arm, the one-winged spear, is developed. It is an unavoidable attack. Assassin knows the priest's capabilities. He knows that his prey is tired and wounded. That is why this will kill. The prey should prevent death from the Dirks. That will be all. Even if he saved up his energy for a counter-strike, his body is incapable of carrying it out. After repelling the 3 daggers, all the priest can do is jump sideways. And only 3 meters at that. He cannot escape the arm. The cursed arm stretches out. The priest has no fear. He prepared for it. He's prepared for it. He knows that the daggers are a feint, and that the cursed arm will strike him the instant he repels the daggers, and that he has no way to avoid it. No matter what he does, he will die. That is why. Set. The only thing he can aim for is a double kill. How about a high five? The skull laughs. The cursed arm going for the heart and the black keys crossed. But there's no problem. Assassin's cursed arm is the only one that will directly hit the target. The black keys will certainly hit him. But how unfortunate. No matter what magic he puts on the swords, the black keys cannot kill Assassin. The 3 swords will pierce through Assassin, sticking to the tree behind him. But that's it. The priest will inflict injury, but will have his heart torn out in turn. Ooh. Assassin's arm does its job first. His noble phantasm, Zabinia, sticks to the priest's chest and creates a fake heart, but he feels no solid response. The man's heart gives no reaction, as if it's empty. What? At that instant, the impact hits him. The 3 black keys hurl Assassin backwards, nailing him to a tree. What? There are 2 surprises. One is that the black keys have sealed his movement, and the other is... Impossible! Why are you not dead, Kirei? The priest's black outfit flutters through the air. He jumps. The inhuman action is like a cannon firing. Amassing his strength and releasing it, he covers 10 meters in an instant, up to the trees above. He instantly seizes the head of Mato Zoken, the one who has been observing the battle. What are you doing, Assassin? It does not need to be said. His bodyguard is sewn to a tree by the black keys. To Assassin, this is only a scratch, but the holy nails make it impossible to save the old man. I will kill. I will let live. I will harm and heal. None will escape me. None will escape my sight. Why challenge an enemy he knows he cannot defeat? This has always been his announced intention. Damn you! Be silent. You'll bite your tongue off. The priest grabs his head and drops to the ground. Be crushed. I welcome those who have grown old and those who have lost. Oh, I thought this was Assassin talking for a minute. Devote yourself to me. Learn from me and obey me. Rest. Do not forget song. Do not forget prayer. Do not forget me. I am light and relieve you of all your burdens. He shows no mercy. The priest smashes the old Makis' body to the ground, crushes his bones, and slams his head against the wall. I see. So you will kill me. Very well. Do as you wish, but what will change? Do you think your wish will come true? Do not pretend. Retribution for forgiveness, betrayal for trust, despair for hope, darkness for light, dark death for the living. He walks, leaving a smear of blood across the stones as he goes.
Such a hopeless wretch. Do you still seek mundane happiness? Do you not understand that such a thing does not exist for you?
The blood and flesh paint a picture on the wall. All that remains of the old Magus is his head. His body has been ground away against the stone, and not even half of his head remains. Even with his brain pasted to the wall, the old Magus gives off his last laugh. Relief is in my hands. I will add oil to your sins and leave a mark. Eternal life is given through death. Ask for forgiveness here. I, the Incarnation, will swear.
You will never find it, Kirei. You were defective from birth. Just stand and watch, never fitting into the world.
Kirei Eleison. Whatever the fuck that is. The laughter is cut off. The shape that can't be seen by human eyes withers away. Baptismal chant. Within the systematic basis of their magic, the teachings of God are considered the greatest weapon against spirits. The key of providence that eliminates wandering souls. It sublimates the wish of the 500-year-old Magus with great mercy. There's gonna be a lot of interludes in this chapter, isn't there? From what I remember, there's a lot of interludes here. Time is stalled.
No, I don't want this berserker.
Ilya pleads to the giant. But he doesn't even try to figure out who is talking before he swings his sword. Ilya! I run. I was flung about 10 meters. This distance is nothing. I'll definitely make it if I run. One breath, the blood, drugs, and propellant running about my body are like a jet stream, and the igniting thought is like a flash of lightning. I step in. My body feels light. Time seems to stand still. I'll make it. I'll definitely make it, but even if I do, you're probably gonna be hit. I couldn't do anything with the black key. I couldn't match him. So I search, retrieve, and create it. What can beat him? What can match him? It's clear. It can be nothing less than the sword he carries. Kaleidoscope. I block it. Projection succeeds as a matter of course. A crack. A crack runs through the axe sword I projected. At the same time, the strength of Archer's body flows through me. I'm hit with the feedback that's almost strong enough to kill me, punishing me for using something forbidden. I'm flung away. Well, that was short-lived. My axe sword shatters beneath his second attack, and my body slides across the ground like trash. Fading. My consciousness is fading. I can't think. I can't think even if I gather up everything. My left arm revolts. My blood overflows. The restraint is still on my left arm, but my intelligence is half lost, and I feel a chill as though it'll never return. The ominous feeling will turn out to be true, and I'll start losing what I value most. I'm enveloped by a rushing wind. I'm enveloped by intense light. I lost it. I lost it. I lost it amidst the agony. I can't find it, even though I search. My mind turns into a grain of sand within a desert, lost to everyone. Drying up, drying up, drying up, drying up. Shiro, get yourself together and find yourself. There's Ilya. I'm on the ground. I'm about 10 meters away from the black giant. His red glaring eyes are looking around, as if trying to find me. My consciousness returns. This is no time to be on the ground. My body still moves. The only external wounds are scratches from the tree branches. It's just pain. My tongue tries to gasp for air. There isn't any oxygen in my body from all the running, so I want air. That's all. What's important is inside my body. I don't really want to know what condition it's in, but I can still fight. Let's get away from here, Ilya. I grab Ilya's hand and stand up. My body's alright, but I need air. I have to get out of his range to regain my breath. But why? Shiro, do you even understand what's happening to you? Ilya pulls away, as if denying my assistance. Something's wrong. Berserker is right behind her. I'm myself. My head's not working due to oxygen deprivation, and I can't think why Ilya might say such a thing. Ilya? I'm sorry, but it's fine now. Run away by yourself. Ilya hangs her head. I can't think straight. I can't, so I get pissed off instead. Man, don't throw a tantrum now. Let's go, Ilya. Now's not the time for that. Huh? I pull her arm. Her desire to help me with that tiny body feels sacred. Hey, what are you doing, Shiro? I said you've done enough. You can still make it alone, so run. She hits my head. I ignore her. Shut up! I wouldn't be here if I could do that. And I pull her close. What? Ilya's eyes ask me why. She's got to be kidding me. I don't even need to explain myself. I don't have a reason. I'm just selfishly protecting you. Look, an older brother protects his younger sister. What? Are you stupid? I'm not your younger sister. Well, technically you are. It's fine. I'm an older brother since you called me Oni-chan. Even if we're not blood related, you're still my younger sister. The thing is, he's right about that. Shiro. The black giant turns to us. Run! He's coming! I can think later. For now, I have to get away from him as fast as possible. It's a bit strange. I'm pulling Ilya and running at a speed far beyond Emiyashiro's capabilities. I come out into a familiar clearing. Ilya's the one breathing hard. I'm not out of breath, maybe because my body's numb. My lungs are burning from lack of air, but I'm not breathing. I'm just like a corpse. My heart's gone on strike. Oh, I'm fine. I can run. Ilya's fingers are unnaturally hot. She's never had the energy necessary to run. Her design didn't account for ordinary human exercise. I have a headache. Knowledge I never knew flows into my mind. Thoughts are useless. I have to get away for now. The mad, senseless giant is close on her heels. I somehow widen the gap between us, but I can't hope for that speed again. My legs are shaking, and I calmly analyze that I can only run for about 10 more meters. Ilya can't keep this up either. There's nothing here for us to hide behind, even if we wanted to. Well, hiding wouldn't accomplish much, since he can't see anything. Perfect. But we're fortunate. There's a crater. It's a scar on the earth made by Saber's noble phantasm. This way, Ilya! I take Ilya's hand and jump into the crater. The trench easily holds 2 people. I lean against the dirt. Raising my head for air, I see the sky. A small cutout patch of sky, as if I'm looking up from underground. I just focus on breathing. For a bit, I relax and rest my body. Uh-oh. Guess who, motherfucker? But it's only for an instant. The giant will not lose its prey. No matter where we run, he'll track us down and kill us. The suppressed voice is from the girl beside me. Ilya's frantically hugging herself so she won't be a burden on me. This is the end. We can't run away, and we can't take much more of this. I look down at my left arm. The sole weapon to overcome the situation is waiting for its release. I'll die. Kodamine said this is the switch of a time bomb. I recall the pain. Using projection nearly broke me. I can't imagine what the pain would be like if I released my arm. The firing hammer is always in my head. Untying the red cloth is the same as putting a gun in my mouth and pulling the trigger. Once I remove the cloth, the firing hammer will go down. My brain will splatter out the back of my head, and everything will end there. I have to be determined. The answer's already there. I need to bring Ilya back and save Sakura. I know what that means. I have to protect Ilya, defeat the shadow, and remove it from Sakura. I wish for a miracle that I can hope to accomplish. I am still wishing with all my might. I know it's a dream that I can't make come true, but I've never even thought about giving up. Then I have to go. I have to save Sakura and Ilya. It's impossible. Sakura's facing death, and only destruction awaits her. Someone said it'll take a miracle to save her. That's right. And that's impossible with human powers. If I'm to perform a miracle that exceeds human capabilities, I'll need an appropriate compensation. I can't protect myself and someone else. If someone has to take Sakura's place in order to save her. The ground's trembling. The embodiment of the storm is closing in. I'm going to defeat him, Ilya. She looks up in surprise. Ilya notices my right hand is on my left arm. No, you can't do that! You won't come back once you use Archer's arm. You'll die. No, you'll be killed first. You haven't done anything wrong, so you don't have to go that far. I'll bear it. I'll somehow bear it even if I almost die, so you don't have to worry about me. Oh, and let me correct you. I've done bad things too. Shiro. Then I'm going. Wait here, Ilya. I pat her head and walk away. I get away from Ilya. I'm going to attract his attention and fight him head on. I have to get away from Ilya so she doesn't get involved in the fight. It's time. I place my hand on the knot by my shoulder. The knot by my wrist is tight, so if I'm going to take the cloth off, it'll have to be from up here. I just need to pull it off after that. Then I'll be assailed by pain that's 10 times worse than all I've suffered until now. Kodamine said it's the switch of a time bomb. The fuse will be lit once I take it off. I don't know if it'll explode in the next minute or the next day.
All I know is that I can't put out the fire once it's lit. My mouth goes dry. Fear doesn't go away with determination. I want to scream out of sheer dread. If I'll be sane or not. I'm scared of myself. My death is only natural. I'll be killed even if I stay here. If I'm going to die either way, I'll choose the method that'll keep me alive longer. So there's only one thing I'm scared of, and that is the possibility of losing my mind before my body dies. Will I be able to bear the pain? I might lose my sanity and forget about Ilya and Sakura. I might even forget the promise to protect them. That's what I'm scared of. That's the only thing I'm scared of. That's why I sealed it. I know I can't use this arm even if my life's at stake. Berserker's appearance isn't somebody else's business. I'll be like him if I give in to the pain and lose my mind. No, the fear will always be with me so long as this arm exists. This arm is the embodiment of a nightmare that seeks to kill me. But why did I keep this arm in spite of that? Then cut it off. There's only one reason. This arm exists to be used, and he entrusted me with it because it will be needed. He said I'll be judged by myself. Ilya said I haven't done anything bad. Yeah, that's good enough. The atonement lies here. I betrayed myself and sacrificed many lives. There's something I can't give up, and that's why I continue to live. I put my hand on the red penalty. Live or die. I take a deep breath and rip the cloth. Oh man, Kaleidoscope's going crazy. At that instant, the world crumbles apart. Blowing despair. A strong wind that's going faster than 100 meters per second. A fierce wind that doesn't allow the existence of living things, let alone allow one to stand up. Therefore, it's not a wind. It's steel, and my body's crushed by the pressure. My eyeballs are squashed. My back sinks into the wall. I can't lift my hand or fingers. My blood flows backward. My mind is bleached white. There's no pain. Feeling pain and enduring it are too human-like to happen here. I'm melting. I can't even groan in protest. There's nothing. I have no way to fight it off. I have to move forward, but I can't move a finger. I'm melting into whiteness. My body and mind impassively crumble apart. Go forward. Why am I here? Keep going forward. For what am I here? Go to the other side. Why am I fighting? Pass through the wind and move forward. I'm disappearing. My body lost already, but I clench my teeth, not letting my mind loose, but my mind is disappearing. I won't make it. I can't move, no matter how hard I try. I can't stay, no matter how determined I am. I try to clench my right fist with my whole existence on the line. If I can, I'll be able to hang in there. If I can move any part of my body, I can use that to move forward. I can't move a finger, let alone make a fist. My left eyeball is crushed. The rush of wind ruptures my eardrums. My vision fades away. Within it, I see an unbelievable image. He's standing. He's standing in this wind. He's standing, walking to the other side, as if it's a matter of course. The wind of steel has no effect on him. He walks forward, his red coat billowing behind him. Strength is back in my jaws. I grit my teeth. My right hand is already in a fist. The Red Knight takes no notice of me. Set in a stern expression, his face is slightly turned away, showing no interest in me as the wind rushes to engulf me. For him, this result was expected. Imiyashiro cannot stand against this wind. He knew there is no future for the man who betrayed himself and wished for something out of his reach. He's right. The crimes I've accumulated will judge me. But he... Can you keep up with me? As if to scorn me, as if to believe in me. He's waiting for me to get there. It's not, can you keep up with me? My vision fires up. I force as much heat as I can into my body. My limbs cut through the wind like giant swords. Here we go. You keep up with me! I pass the red figure with all my might. Hey yo bitch! I got your rock sword! I step up onto the ground. The wind's died down. There's about 30 meters to the Black Giant. It'll take him less than 3 seconds to close this distance. Therefore, the outcome of this battle will be decided in the next 3 seconds. Aw shit! My mind's clear. I know the scope of my power.
Projection using creation concept, basic structure, composition, production technique, growth experience, and accumulated years. A reality marvel that inverts the world engraved on your soul. The embodiment of the mental world using theory of magic, the world egg. Inheritance of battle technique, experience, and physical strength marcher. Correction. Failed to read physical strength. I'll still be killed in one blow. Reality marvel. Unlimited blade works isn't usable. Archer's world and mine are different. I can't reproduce it. I can only reproduce what Emiyashiro has learned, or the noble phantasms he has recorded. If I'm to use a noble phantasm for my left arm, I have to search within Unlimited Blade Works for the noble phantasm best suited for the situation to reproduce it. But be warned, projection is a two-edged sword. If you use it once, it will... I hold my breath and put all my magical energy into my left arm. I only need to understand the weapons I can use. I already know the precautions. I have to move forward. I have to go beyond the wind and defeat myself. All magic circuits activate! Trace. On. I stare at it. I see through his giant sword. I open my left hand and grasp the imaginary handle on the weapon that has yet to exist. An extraordinary weight. Emiyashiro cannot handle this giant sword, but my left arm will definitely reproduce the strength of my enemy. Rock sword! Yep, no way you could hold that without Archer's help. Ugh. It breaks. A part of my brain explodes. My bones break, not being able to withstand the overflowing magical energy. It's unsightly like apple skin. Here I come. There's no need to worry. The arm will reinforce the broken parts. I will give my undivided attention to killing him for certain. He notices me. His hostility now has a focus. Recognizing my use of magic as a threat, his eyes move. They're like ominous stars. The giant gives a death cry and runs to kill his enemy. Mad Warrior. The giant is insane, but still the same. He's still fighting his battle against Saber. He is blind and insane. His life has ended twice over, and his body is rotting, but he's still fighting to protect Ilya. 1 second. The running giant won't stop with one blow, and normal projection is useless against him. Tracing won't do the trick. I can't beat that giant unless I use projection past my limits. Therefore, trigger off. 9 in my head. I use all 27 magic circuits in my head and smash it in one blow. 2 seconds. He's right before me. His massive sword is upraised. Torrent and swirling vigor. He steps forward and I confront him by also stepping forward. Upper arm, collarbone, windpipe, temple, diaphragm, rib, testicles, and thigh. Sliced his testicles. I take aim at the 8 targets. Set. 9 lives blade works. English. I surpass the crashing speed of sound using God speed. Shiro activated God mode. It was super effective. He doesn't fall. His entire body has been torn through by his own weapon, but Berserker is still alive. I step forward. His weapon is in my left hand. I'm faster. I can land a finishing blow before Berserker, who's missing an eighth of his body. I raise the giant sword up to his chest and thrust it like a lance. But I lost. I put all I had into it. I used every ounce of the unfair advantage I have, but it still wasn't enough. Berserker's attack draws near. It swung down with hurricane force. I twist my body. I use all my abilities to evade his attack. I saw it coming, so I can dodge it. Berserker's attack will only graze my head. That will still kill me instantly. Even a grazing blow from that monstrous blade will be the end. A direct hit can even destroy the ground. Even a brush with the tip of his sword will scatter my head like tofu. The giant sword comes crashing down. My vision freezes the instant my head is blown away. But the sword swung with blinding speed. It is stopped with blinding speed. The death blow never comes. The black giant is looking forward, not at me who's under him. He's staring at the white girl who emerged from her cover. Uh-oh. I pierce him. I thought he was about to slash Ilya. Without hesitation or mercy, I drive the giant sword into his heart. There's no counterattack. Berserker exhausts the last of his life force and crumbles to dust, for good this time. And at that moment, his red eyes fade away. They remain focused on the girl, telling me to protect her. The battle ends in an instant. It really does end in one breath. The boy, with trembling lips, said he was going. He suppressed his fatigue and fear, put his hand on the red restraint, and walked away from the girl. She went out to stop him. She hesitated for a second, wondering what she could say. She couldn't come up with anything, yet she still followed after him. It wasn't even 10 seconds, but that slight hesitation determined the outcome. Shiro! She emerges, following the boy. The battle has already ended. The giant who once protected her disappeared, his eyes fixed on her. Wind blows through the clearing, as if signaling that the conflict has ended. I'm not Shiro anymore. I'm Archer, bitch. The figure is all that's left in her vision. The battle has ended. It's not the power of the heroic spirit's arm. Using his own power, the boy fought against his death and won. The girl keeps staring at his back. He will never turn around and look back again. He has released the shroud and defeated the giant. His figure looks heroic and powerful. There's no doubt left in him now. He cast away all agonies when he released the cloth and used projection. Shiro. The girl keeps watching him, filled with sorrow. His body looks like someone else's now. It's a foolish and sacred end with no return. Yep, there's no way Shiro's going to be able to take Ilya back home after that. I resume breathing. My left arm burns and I ache all over. Snakes with electricity are in my body, wriggling around like mad. I can't stay standing. Quickly. I have to quickly cover my left arm with the cloth and escape this pain, or the time limit will come. But I can't do that. Suppressing my left arm and resting. Uh-oh. Comes after defeating her. Well, now we're just fucked. Saber. I endure my pain and stare at her so I won't lose spirit. Maybe she's been following Berserker all along. She slowly comes closer to me, as if resuming the giant's task. 7 meters. Saber stops once I'm within range. We face each other straight on. I'll be killed. After my fight with Berserker, I can't move anymore. I'll be cut in two without being able to fight back. No. Even if I were in perfect shape, I wouldn't be able to beat Saber. I can't project anything stronger than her Noble Phantasm. So there's no competition. To beat Saber, I need an appropriate user to use his Noble Phantasm that equals her Noble Phantasm. There's a contradiction already. Saber's Noble Phantasm is the strongest. There may be a heroic spirit whose Noble Phantasms exceed hers, but there are no such people in this Holy Grail War. If anything can beat Saber, it'll be her own sword. Therefore, a contradiction. Saber's the strongest servant in battle. Sakura did have an extraordinary amount of magical energy, but even Sakura wouldn't be able to defeat Saber. Saber is literally invincible now that she's released from me and has a great source of magical energy. What a futile effort. I warned you that you cannot save Sakura, and this is the result? There's no emotion in her voice. That's the signal. She mercilessly comes to take my life. So what? I can't be killed here. I can't lose, even against Saber. I may not be able to beat her, but I should be able to escape with Ilya. But you are fortunate. I have no time to spare for someone who will soon die in any case. Sakura is calling for me. Saber turns around and walks off. No, it is not merely luck. You earned your life with your own hands. You defeated Berserker. Your determination yielded this result. Saber leaves without turning around. I can't call out to her. She's my enemy. No matter the reason, I'll thankfully accept the fact that she spared my life. I'm covered in wounds, leaving me nothing to spare. At least a part of her is still kinda like Saber. I stifle my pain and turn my back to Saber. I have to leave the forest with Ilya. Saber's not my only enemy. Even if I do separate Sakura from the shadow, Zoken will get in our way. I know what happened and what's going to happen to my body. I can project 3 more times at most. No, even projecting once is dangerous if I don't want any physical defects. I can't fight Zoken and Assassin in this condition. There'll be no point if my body explodes after I beat them. Then I should keep my last projection to keep my promise with Tosuka. Then there's still hope, even after I die. Shiro? I hear Ilya's voice from somewhere. Yeah, let's get out of this forest as quickly as we can. We won't be able to get away if if Sakura changes her mind. I can't see Ilya. My heart's thumping loudly, jumping around inside my skull. Man, how are you even going to get out of that forest with all the wounds you have and not his wounds, but just the fact that he used the arm. I mean, he has to be like completely fatigued at this point. Purification by the holy word. The priest's exorcism disperses Mato Zoken's spiritual body. Only 2 figures remain. One is Kotomine Kirei, leaning against a wall with wounds all over his body, his cloak red with blood. The other is the masked assassin, bound to the tree by the black keys. You completely eradicated the Magus, Executor. Did you know he was just a collection of worms? He turns to the voice. Assassin is no longer there. The only things on the tree are the black keys and a small trace of blood. I've known him for a long time. I knew he was a spirit that used worms to tamper with this world. It would do no good to rip his body to pieces. If one were to kill him, one would have to completely eliminate his body, or attack the spirit itself, as you did, huh? I see. The Magus had a strong binding to the world, but he's vulnerable to the holy words of the Bible. Exorcist, huh? One might say you were Mato Zoken's natural enemy. The priest doesn't answer, but checks on his wounded body. The bleeding has stopped. He's out of weapons, but he's suffered no fatal wounds, and his strength should return once he rests for a few minutes. So what are you going to do, assassin? Your master is gone. My holy word should have an effect on you now that your source of magical energy is gone. I would assume so. My body will soon disappear. Without a master, I am no different from the wandering spirits in this forest. My body will degrade to that of a lowly spirit within a day, and I shall disappear from this world. Correct. I can harm servants without masters. So, what will you do? Will you avenge your master? I'm not so foolish as that. He suffered defeat because of his own arrogance. It is not my fault. But still, something does not make sense, and that I must ask of you. You must mean how your Zabania failed. I believe you obtained your arm from Shaitan, but it will have no effect on me as long as it bears the name of the fallen angel. The arm punishes humans, so it cannot curse one of its own kind. As my heart is not human, it is strong against such a curse. I thought so. Your heart was the same as that girl's. You must already be tainted. The priest doesn't answer. He merely smiles ironically. But how did you know? You could not act as you did unless you knew my arm would have no effect on you. Your intention was to have me use my noble phantasm, correct? Yes, I already knew about your arm, assassin. A cursed arm that creates an image of the target's heart and swaps it with the real heart. That's how you killed my servant. Then you... Yes, I watched it until he died. It's natural that I knew about your arm. Your blunder was made the instant you killed Lancer. Damn, that was indeed a blunder. Assassin tut-tuts in self-deprecation. His hostility disappears at the same time. He must be satisfied with the answer as he quickly retreats. So he went to look for another master. I'd assume his next master would be Mato Sakura. That's not a problem for the priest. It's fine as long as Mato Zoken doesn't kill Mato Sakura. Zoken's wish is immortality. He can't achieve his wish by having Sakura's body turned into the Holy Grail. The curse in the Holy Grail will not hatch if the old man is alive. It's meaningless if Sakura becomes his tool. She needs to remain a master, because...
You will never find it. You were defective from birth.
He gets dizzy. It must be because of the fatigue and loss of blood. The priest leans against the wall and closes his eyes. I think this is where we're actually going to get some backstory with Kotomine. We didn't really get any of this in the other routes. We really didn't get any backstory with Kotomine at all. Not too much. But in Heaven's Feel, we get a lot more backstory with him. It all happened 10 years ago. Defective from birth. The man did everything he could after accepting the fact. He couldn't understand morals, but had common sense. So his teenage years were spent trying to overcome his defect. But it never happened. The man's purgatories and sufferings were entirely useless, and his final attempt was a woman. It's a simple story. Every human wishes to love one of the opposite sex, have a family, and die peacefully. Even if one may detest the peace, one can only dream about it. This man is no exception. He wished for such a thing, even though he felt no fascination in it. He loved a woman, trying to earn ordinary happiness. The man chose a woman with no future. She was terminally ill, only expected to live for a few years. Did he choose her because of that, or was that his only choice? He still doesn't know. Their life together lasted for about 2 years. The man tried to love the woman tried to love the man, did love him, and even had his child. But the result didn't change. It was because the man derived his happiness from the woman's suffering and his child's despair. The more he tried to love, the more their suffering saved him. The contradiction didn't make the man suffer. He doesn't even know if he suffered. But the more the woman tried to cure him, the more he wanted to see her grieve. The woman was a saint. She was sickly, but she was still a saint for him. It need not be said how faithful she was or how deeply she understood his anger. That's why the man was in despair. No human will ever understand him and try to heal him to her degree, and this woman still could not fill the void within him. Then, there was no need to live and question right and wrong. He was born defective. His birth was some kind of mistake. He concluded that if his existence was a mistake, it was best to disappear, and he went to bid goodbye to the woman before he died. He made her his wife as an experiment, so it's his natural duty to go tell her of his end. The woman loved Kotomine. Kotomine tried to love the woman. That's all there is to this story. The end came relatively quickly. I could not love you. That's all the man said in the room made of stone. The dying woman smiled. She was unable to stand up because her body was now composed of just skin and bone. No, you do love me. With a smile, she took her own life. There was no way to stop her, and stopping her was meaningless. The woman had a fatal disease. She would eventually die. He knew that when he chose her. The woman, covered in blood, looked up at the man and smiled. See? You're crying. He wasn't crying, of course. It's just that the woman saw it that way. The woman used her death to prove to him that he could love, and that he deserved to live. The man silently left the room and broke away from the teachings of God. So he's an atheist posing as a priest. Yes. He certainly felt sad. But not because she died. The man at that time thought, how terrible. If she was going to die, I wanted to kill her myself. He grieved over losing the chance to enjoy her death. It happened long ago. He can't remember her voice or her face, but sometimes he thinks, I wanted to kill her. Is that for his pleasure, or is it grief over wanting to kill the one he loved with his own hands? He cuts off his thought process whenever the answer flickers in his head. It's something that should be hidden away forever. The woman's death was meaningless. Her devotion couldn't change him, but the man didn't want to consider her death to be worthless, so he stopped searching for answers. It all happened long ago. The memory of the man who feeds on others' misfortunes. The man later meets his nemesis, Emiya Kiritsugu, a magus that cast away what the man might have wanted. He opens his eyes. It seems he fell asleep. He checks his condition, starts to walk to catch up to Emiyashiro, and... No, you can't go anywhere. Because you die here. Is interrupted by a girl. Oh shit! Dark Sakura. She has completely changed. Her black outfit is her shadow. She's covering her body with her own dark magical energy. The amount and the presence of her magical energy is beyond human capabilities. She's at the same level as pure heroic spirits, the Counter Guardians. You are completely tainted, Mato Sakura. You cannot change to that degree unless your mind is attuned to the curse. So you've accepted the fact that you are a human-eating monster. Even though the priest wished for it, he still criticizes the girl, as if to blame her for being intoxicated with her power. Huh? But is it wrong to be drunk with your power? It can't be helped. I think I would have endured it longer if everyone was nicer to me. Oh? Endure what? Myself, priest-san. I finally understand now. I hate this world. The Tosca family that threw me away. Nason, who lived without any troubles. My scary grandfather and my pitiful brother. The people living peacefully without knowing about my pain. I can't allow such things now. I know I'm just taking my anger out on others. I know it's wrong, but I still think this way. Yes, I wonder what kind of face the people who haven't helped me will make when they realize I exist. The girl smiles, as if it's a sacred pleasure. The priest doesn't change his expression. He keeps staring at the girl as if regarding something foul. You have changed, Mato Sakura. I see. Your darkness was one of the qualities to adapt. Yes, I have changed. I'm not the old Mato Sakura. That weak girl doesn't exist anymore. Yes, everyone tormented me until now, so I'm just getting back at them. The me who sat there and endured is gone. She laughs. Double personality. The original Mato Sakura disappeared and the other personality surfaced. That's the only logical reason for her change. But, what are you talking about? You don't need to hide it, Mato Sakura. The priest quickly denies it. What do you mean? I said there's no need to hide it. You are not another personality. You were swallowed by the mud and have become addicted to violence. But you are still Mato Sakura. You don't need to prepare another personality to excuse yourself. Her face stiffens. He's absolutely right. The girl grits her teeth and glares back at the priest. What are you saying? You're the one who made me like this. The girl's shadow reacts to her hateful voice. A blazing infringement. The shadow covers the ground in an instant. I won't deny it. I kept you alive so that you would remain its master. You measured up to my expectations, and you are about to give birth to a venture. You have easily accomplished what I cannot.
It wasn't easy at all. You don't know how painful it was, how much pain I'm going through right now.
I don't know, and there's no need to know. I'm not so mad as to listen to a girl's complaint.
I see. You're right. I don't want you to know. I won't let you feel compassion. I'm in a position where I can make anyone realize whatever I want.
She smiles cruelly. The priest retreats without any hesitation. He quickly backs away, like when he captured Mato Zoken. The priest retreats with one jump. She may have vast magical energy, but she's still inexperienced. She has no experience with battle, and she's unskilled as a Magus. It's easy for him to retreat.
How foolish. Do you think you can get away from me?
She smiles. The priest falls to the ground at that instant. He rolls down. He falls to the ground, coughing up blood. It doesn't stop. He can't stop coughing up blood. Every time he tries to breathe, it wells up in his throat.
How does it feel to have someone grab hold of your heart? Your life's under my control, no matter where you are. You died 10 years ago, and Emiya Kiritsugu shot your heart and you died, but you stayed alive because of one reason. You were that... what was it? It's the servant I ate before, but I guess his name doesn't matter. That gold person was showered with the contents of the Holy Grail, which connected him to it, but it couldn't taint that man, so it flowed into you, his master, right? And you were resurrected. Avenger. Your life was saved because Angra Mayu supplied you with magical energy.
I see. Then this is...
Yes, you're connected to Angra Mayu, but I'm Angra Mayu. So, I squashed it. I destroyed the fake heart that kept you alive. I can squash your organs too if you want. I can pull out your intestines no matter where you are.
She raises her hand. How can she say if you want? The girl has no intention of keeping him alive. No matter how much he may beg for his life, she'll laugh as she kills him. He'll give her back his fake life. Because it's hers. Even if it's just a speck next to her total magical energy, there is no reason for her to let the priest keep it.
Goodbye. I appreciate the fact that you saved me.
She grasps her slender fingers together as if to twist apart an invisible doll. A crushing sound. The priest's body is squeezed like a rag. One more twist. The priest will die in the next second. But right before that... The girl doubles over in pain. She coughs up blood. She scratches the ground as if begging for help.
It hurts. No, don't come in.
The shadow expands. What happened? The shadow in her body expands, then slowly shrinks back to the original size.
No way. Berserker lost?
There's no other explanation. Berserker was defeated. He died, dissolved into pure magical energy, and was consumed by her, the Holy Grail. Her mind distorts. The personality called Mato Sakura is pushed even further into a corner now. She can't move any farther, but the Great Soul pushes her against the wall. She'll disappear. She'll disappear. Mato Sakura will disappear.
Before that,
she thinks of killing the priest, looks up, and is annoyed by her failure to follow through.
Fine. He's going to die anyway.
There's no one at the ruin. On the ground where Kotomine Kure lay is his blood-soaked outfit. Oh, so somehow he got away with his body having been twisted by Sakura. Makes perfect sense. And happy music. Completely contrasting what we just saw. We reached the forest's edge faster than I expected. It's probably because I had Ilya's guidance. The car I arrived in is gone. We started walking to town, stopped a car, and got a lift. We're both... what the fuck? We're both filthy after running through the forest, making us look really suspicious. So I jumped out in front of a car to stop it, and Ilya used suggestion on the driver to make him pick us up. Man, I never thought I'd get a ride like this. I think our mind is just really fucking... Oh man, it's like we're on drugs or something. Time is just completely warped, and the music keeps changing.
We're home, Shiro. Let's go in.
We're back at my place in an instant. The sun's setting. It seems like I fell asleep on the way back. What the fuck is going on? The sun has set by the time I make it to the living room. It's past 7 o'clock already. Something's wrong. Time's passing by too fast. It was afternoon when I stepped into the house, so it's not possible for it to be night as soon as I step into the living room. Ilya, isn't time passing by too fast? I talk to Ilya, standing beside me. But Ilya isn't there. Ilya is... The dinner was good, Shiro. Already in the living room, saying strange things. Dinner? Who even made dinner? Yeah, I was surprised you wanted to get energy before anything. But I'm glad we did. You were so enthusiastic while you were cooking. There are remnants of dinner on the table. There are dishes in the sink. Come to think of it, I feel pretty full. It seems I really did make dinner. That's strange. Did we have this in stock? Nope, that's why we were dropped off at the shopping district to get some groceries. And it's like your mind and your body are completely separate things almost. It's like you did something but you don't remember any of it. I looked through my memory. I would assume this is the kind of thing that happens if you just take hardcore drugs, like you don't know what's going on. Well, I guess that's what happened. I see. I guess I'm talking nonsense. So we had dinner, huh? Yeah, all that's left is to rest. Yeah, we have to rest. I'm going to go change in my room. I need to talk, so please stay up. I'll be right back. I'll be back right away. Ilya nods. I raise my hand in apology and leave the living room. And the next thing I know, I'm in my room. The instant I step out of the living room, I'm on the floor in my bedroom. I wake up because of the piercing pain. A sword's pierced into my chest. That's the first thing I imagine because my chest is hot and numb, and it feels like my life is draining out from it. There's no sword, of course. It's just an illusion. The left side of my chest is simply rebelling against my left arm. But I finally realize, my sense of time. The intermittent senses are... I see. It's not my sense of time that's odd. It's just that my mind is screwed up. It's not that I have no memory, I just can't record the events into my brain. I can't hold events in my mind unless I concentrate on them. It's natural that I can't remember anything that happened after I left the forest. I can't stay conscious unless I'm in pain, like now. This is bad. I frantically grasp at my fading consciousness. Unless I consciously focus my mind, Miyashiro will disappear. Only pain or the utmost concentration can preserve my memories. In short, I have to maintain the level of concentration I had when I was trying to insert the magical circuit into my spine. I'm stumped. I can't keep this up forever, and I don't know how long it'll work. Wait, that means I shouldn't sleep. Once I fall asleep, I won't be able to wake up. Once I fall asleep, Miyashiro will never return. Even if my body's unwounded, my mind will be scattered. I raise my body. I search through my desk. I need a small blade, something I can hide in my right hand that'll dig into my flesh if I make a fist. I can't keep up the concentration I have during training. I have to clench my fist every time I relax so that the pain will keep me conscious. Oh, it's not a blade, but this might do. I find the crystal from that day. The pendant I found beside me after I was killed by Lancer. I don't know how much magical energy was originally in this, but now there's not even enough for one strengthening magic left in it. That's right. Now, I can clearly think about who this pendant belongs to, and who could have saved me that night. After all, she was the only other person at school at that time. I don't know why she saved me, but she wouldn't need a reason to save a life. So we're gonna dig this thing into our hand every time we feel like we're about to lose consciousness. My consciousness starts to fade away. Time to dig the jewel into your hand. I'll think about it later. I'll fall unconscious if I think about happy things and relax. I check my condition. I release the seal on my left arm. I put the shroud back on, but it's only there to ease my mind. According to Kodamine, the switch would be tripped if I use Archer's arm. He said there'd be nothing I could do after that. But I can still move my body. The problem is my mind, but I can stay conscious as long as I stay awake. As for projection, I can probably project 3 more times using Archer's arm. I know I can manage it once. I'm scared about the second time. The third will be fatal. I think my body will self-destruct even if my mind's still alive. Oof. I close my eyes and strain my ears. I hear creaking sounds along with my heartbeat. The thing invading my body from Archer's arm. It gets harder to suppress his reality marble the more I use his blade works. Eventually, an infinite number of blades will be created inside my body instead of outside. I don't even want to imagine what will happen. 1,000 blades will pierce my body from within, killing me instantly. Don't kid me. I won't kill myself. I'm in a hopeless condition. I accept the whole situation, but I reject the facts as they stand. I won't die and I won't self-destruct. Not waking up after I fall asleep is just a product of my frightened imagination. I'll be saved. I'll be saved once I do everything I need to. It's meaningless otherwise. I said I'll protect Sakura no matter what, so I can't just die selfishly. That's right, I have to contact Tosca first. I don't have time. I'll go to her house. I'm worried about whether Kotomine is alright, but he's not my ally anymore now that we've saved Ilya. I can't ask for his help again, but the promise to... It's past 9 o'clock. I thought I came back right away, but it's been 2 hours already. Sorry to keep you waiting, Ilya. I'm going to Tosca's house, so let's go together. Rin's house? I don't mind, but why? Why? We have to meet up with Tosca, and I'm worried about how she's doing. Kotomine said she'd heal by tonight, but I can't really trust him. If she's not doing well, I'll need to look after her. Okay, that's fine, but Shiro... Ilya points to the wall. Then, I'm glad to know you're worrying about me. As you can see, I'm alright. The devil is already here. But if you were that worried about me, I wish you would have come by my house before heading off to the forest. Tosca, when did you get here? I was here about an hour ago. I heard from Ilya what happened at the forest. Tosca's in a bad mood. No, she's angry. It seems she doesn't like the fact that I went to the forest without her. I can't help it. I thought I had to act as quickly as possible, and Ilya was in serious danger. Right, Ilya? Also, apparently Tosca needed all the rest she could get, so can't really blame him for leaving without her. Yeah, I wasn't locked up anywhere, but I could have been taken by the Great Holy Grail and had my heart taken out at any time. Zoken wanted to open the gate as soon as he took control of Sakura. I would be dead right now if Shiro and Kotomine had come a bit later. See, I wouldn't have made it if I'd waited for you. Who knows? So it all depended on Sakura, right? Tell me the truth, Ilya. Oh, you can tell? Yeah, there was a bit more time. Sakura's strong, so she won't easily break. I think there was about one more day to spare until she lost herself and fell under Zoken's control. I thought so. You shouldn't pamper Shiro too much. A little strictness is just right for him. You're right. I'll be grateful if you see to that. The two criticize me. But if the time limit was a day, I don't think we would have made it if I'd waited for Tosca. I was faced with an important choice in the forest, but in exchange, I'm able to regain the time the three of us can spend together. I concentrate hard, since I'm starting to relax. It seems the tension faded away during the conversation. Hold on, Ilya. You said Sakura might last one more day. Then the remaining time we have is... half a day at most. No matter how hard Sakura tries, Avenger is about to be born. Once that happens, Sakura will change completely. Nobody can save Sakura, and nobody will be saved. Avenger? Tosca and I frown at the strange word. Yes, Avenger. It's the 8th class in the Holy Grail War. It's a violation that the Ainsburns summoned by breaking the rules. That's what tainted the contents of the Holy Grail. It's the main body that assimilated with Sakura, projecting the shadow because it couldn't go into the outside world. It's something that should not exist, consuming human lives to take form. That's Avenger, an anti-hero that the Ainsburn Master summoned in the 3rd ritual. You know about it, Ilya? You know what the shadow is and what Sakura's possessed by? Yeah, I got the information of Sakura, so I understand what's going on. What we have to do, what exactly you've made into your enemy. Ilya closes her eyes once more. Is that resignation? Ilya sighs and then stares at us. So we're about at the end of this route. I actually thought we were about halfway through the route, but we're actually really close to the end. What I'm about to talk about is the heart of the matter, and it's nothing that concerns you two. You shouldn't be burdened with this. Shiro, Rin, as you two are the last masters in the Holy Grail War, I shall tell you the truth. Ilya. Tosca looks at Ilya in surprise. I do likewise. Ilya shows calmness and emptiness as if she's someone else. Everything started 200 years ago. No, the journey of those who seek the Holy Grail began long before that, but 200 years ago the ritual was begun in this land. I'll start from there. The Holy Grail grants any wish. Ainsburn, Mikuri, and Tosca cooperated to conduct a ritual to summon the Holy Grail. That's how the Holy Grail War came to be. A murderous battle between 7 summoned servants to determine the ownership of the Holy Grail. Magi who are chosen as masters become the hosts of the servants and kill each other until only one Magus remains. That's the ostensible reason for the Holy Grail War that you two know of. You don't look surprised, Rin. So you had some idea of it, huh? Somewhat.
I knew all along I was being used, but I didn't mind it too much. I'm reaping the benefits by using somebody else's system. We're both using each other. I'm not stupid enough to get angry over something so trivial. Really? Then I don't have to explain the order is reversed. How about you, Shiro? Do you already know the process of making the servants fight is unnecessary? Well, I did know. Servants are summoned by the Holy Grail. The heroic spirits are summoned to determine whether the summoner deserves the Holy Grail. Once summoned, they make a contract with the master to stay in this world and obtain the Holy Grail. Then they go out to defeat the other masters and servants. In and of itself, that's not a problem. But once I found out that defeated heroic spirits are absorbed by the Holy Grail, something felt off. Heroic spirits, servants, are only a factor in determining which master is suited for the Holy Grail. So why are they taken into the Holy Grail after their purpose has been served? So does that mean heroic spirits are needed for the Holy Grail War, and masters are just a tool to summon them? Right. In the ritual of the war, masters are mere receptors to summon the servant. Once they've done that, they can die at any time. The heroic spirits are the only ones needed to complete the Holy Grail. Heroic spirits are pure souls separate from the time axis. Though they are outside of this world's logic, they can still influence it. That's the power they needed. They tried to exit into the outer world using that power. That's the real purpose of the Holy Grail in this land. The Holy Grail Wars were waged to create a phenomenon, a miracle that is still out of human reach. That's the great ritual to obtain immortality that's said to have been lost by the Ainsburns. Not a heroic spirit or a holy spirit, but a soul of a mere human that's fated to disappear from this world. Bringing it about is an act of God. The name of the miracle is Heaven's Feel. It's the golden cup that's the third of the 5 existing sorceries. Sorceries? You mean those sorceries? The air tenses up. Ilya says that the Holy Grail is a ritual to perform a sorcery. Sorcery, a divine mystery that cannot be reached with magic, an impossible phenomenon that cannot be achieved by modern people. It's the ultimate goal of every magus, and those who achieve it are called sorcerers with envy and awe. There are 5 sorceries acknowledged by the Magic Association. As I'm not even in the association, I have no way to know, but I've heard that there are 5 sorceries and that there are about 4 sorcerers. Wait, so the third sorcery is the materialization of the soul, but servants are materialized souls too. No, the system does use a part of the third sorcery, but the heroic spirits are summoned. Servants aren't alive as part of this world or time. It's too imperfect to be the third sorcery, and heroic spirits can take form in this world without the help of sorcery as long as they have a host. Heaven's Feel is not a spell that duplicates a soul perceived in the past. It's actually a spell to make an existence of a higher dimension that can take a spirit form and still influence the physical world. It takes a soul and elevates it to the next level of life. Next step? That's certainly serious, but even though the details are different, all sorceries are a way to reach the origin. What does it have to do with the Holy Grail? No, first of all, there's only one administered land in Japan that can activate a sorcery. I know the ley line in Fuyuki is first class, but there's not enough distortion to connect to the origin. Right. It's not distorted enough to reach the origin. That's why you make a hole. If the path is obstructed, you have to destroy the wall yourself, right? The Holy Grail War is the process of destroying the wall. The process accumulates enough magical energy to grant any wish, but that's just a secondary matter for the Ainsburn family. And it was also an advertisement to call for the masters, the sacrifices. The Ainsburns only needed a giant magic circle that could store great amounts of magical energy without attracting the notice of the Magic Association. The head of the Tosca family at that time cooperated with them. This country doesn't receive much attention from the association, and there aren't many first-class lands that rank next to Aozaki's land. Oh, Aozaki name drop. Fuyuki City was almost the perfect test site, meeting all the requirements. You should be able to figure out the rest. There are 2 kinds of Holy Grails that govern the Holy Grail War. The Holy Grail in this land and the Holy Grail Ainsburn prepares. The former is a magic circle that uses the land administered by Tosca. This is called the Great Holy Grail. The key that the Ainsburn family prepares for each ritual is called the Holy Grail. The Great Holy Grail administers the systems of the Holy Grail War. The Holy Grail collects the souls of the defeated heroic spirits and acts as the reactor core to activate the Great Holy Grail. And once the Holy Grail collects enough souls to activate the Great Holy Grail, it uses the spirits' souls to open a hole. The Great Holy Grail fixes the small Holy Grail created when the spirits return to their original place after the roles are fulfilled. This opens up the passage to the origin that humans cannot reach. Of course, this is just the first step. Your wish isn't granted even if the hole is opened. The path to the origin is too far. But the one who obtains the Holy Grail gains access to unlimited magical energy. The other side has large quantities of unused mana, unlike anything seen on this side. For an ordinary magus, it's nothing short of a miracle. I see. So the Great Holy Grail is the magic circle which serves as the foundation, and the Holy Grail is the key to activate it. The Holy Grail Wars must occur on a 60-year cycle to accumulate enough mana to summon the heroic spirits. There's no way you can carry out such a summoning with one person's magical energy. The Great Holy Grail draws mana from the land slowly so as not to deplete it, and once it's full... Yes, it summons heroic spirits as servants. But you need an incentive to summon the heroic spirits. They won't heed your call unless you give them what they want. That's why the Holy Grail was prepared to reward them. Well, that's just deception from the start. The Unsburns just wanted the souls of the heroic spirits. They didn't care about their rank, they just wanted strong souls. To hide that fact, they created the Holy Grail War as a cover. They deceived the servants and masters and made them kill each other.
So this was all just a ruse.
Well, I guess that started from the second ritual. The first was conducted in a foolishly honest manner and failed right away because the three families fought for its exclusive rights. So the rule was made starting with the second ritual. Outsiders were called and made to fight for the Holy Grail. Masters from outside the families were just an inconvenience after the servants had been summoned, so it was more efficient to have them killed in battle. It was convenient for the three families because they could legitimately kill their collaborators. Unbelievable. So the rule for masters to kill each other exists because they couldn't decide who gets the ownership by talking and had to resort to violence. Yep, but choosing the last Maya standing proved to be an even better method than expected. It's just like you. There were servants and masters that found out they were tricked, but it seems they didn't care. It's because you obtained the Holy Grail if you win. Tosca's convinced. In short, the Holy Grail War is not a battle to obtain the Holy Grail, but a ritual to escape to the outside world. The attempts to reach the outside world. According to Hermeticism, there's a power that governs dimensional theory outside of this world. It's called the swirl of the origin, and it's a coordinate that's considered to be the beginning of all things. It's the start and the end of all creation. It's the seed of God, recording everything and able to create anything. But I really don't care about that.
That's pretty much what the goal for like any villain or well, pretty much any villain in the Nasu-verse is just to reach the origin, pretty much. My father would have understood what a big deal it is, but it doesn't concern me. What's possessing Sakura is much more important to me than how it all started. Ilya, I don't care about the real purpose of the war. It has nothing to do with us, just like you said. More importantly, tell us about the thing you mentioned earlier.
It has nothing to do with us. We're talking about sorcery here, and the third sorcery at that. It's the taboo of all taboos that's been kept a secret even within the association. If you're a Magus, you can't ignore something like this.
I can. Man, what are you thinking, Tosca? This isn't the time to be talking about something that can't succeed anyway.
Can't succeed? What are you basing that on?
Hey now, I don't know why, but the Holy Grail War has never had a victor. That means there's something wrong with the ritual. First of all, how will you explain what's happening to Sakura? If the Holy Grail's a path to reach sorcery, does that mean Sakura's like that because of sorcery? Maybe I convinced her because she shuts her mouth. So Ilya, why did the Holy Grail War turn out like this? Kodamine said there's something in the Holy Grail. So is this that Avenger thing? And he's not in the Holy Grail, Sakura or Ilya, but in the magic circle you call the Great Holy Grail?
Oh, Kodamine would know, wouldn't he? He's a Magus tainted by Avenger. Just like Sakura, he already knows what's inside the Holy Grail. Kirei and Sakura are the same? That's right. This concerns you two. This is about what Zokin's trying to obtain. What's changing Sakura? What's hiding in the Holy Grail? And what's tainting the souls of the heroic spirits? Its class name is Avenger. The heroic spirit that's about to take a living form through the power of the Holy Grail. A successful experiment of the third sorcery. What? What was all that about sorcery not having to do with this? It does concern them. No, Avenger's materialization isn't sorcery carried out by the Holy Grail. From the start, it is a heroic spirit with that specific attribute. It can take form within the Holy Grail because it's Avenger. The Holy Grail merely summoned an Avenger that can use the third sorcery, so it doesn't mean that the Great Holy Grail used the third sorcery. So in short, it's a monster that can materialize. It's someone who can embody the third sorcery even if the Great Holy Grail doesn't? Yes, it all started during the third ritual. The first one was a failure. Einspurn was defeated quickly in the second war, and in desperation they summoned a spirit that specialized in killing. They used an old scripture, a foreign folklore they obtained as a catalyst to summon the worst evil possible. They summoned what they shouldn't have summoned to kill all the other masters, to activate the Great Holy Grail, and to keep all the achievements to themselves. The spirit's name is Angramayu, a murderous anti-hero that embodies every curse in this world. Angramayu. Hold on. Angramayu is the name of the ancient Persian devil. It's the embodiment of evil, the greatest devil in Zoroastrianism. Zoroastrianism. I don't know, I cannot pronounce that. It fights a 9,000-year battle against Ahura Mazda, protector of human gut and protector of human goodness. Zoroastrianism is a story mainly about the battle between these two gods. It's the first religion to come up with the doctrine of duality, the angels and the devil. But the story contains no hero named Angramayu. First of all, how can someone crowned with the name of the king of devils become a heroic spirit? That's not possible, Ilya. The Holy Grail can only call on heroic spirits, and you don't need the Holy Grail if you can reproduce phenomena on the divine spirit level. No, first of all, there can't be a heroic spirit with the name Angramayu. Even if there was, it would be a nameless evil spirit that left no mark on history. Even if it were summoned, its soul wouldn't be compatible with the Holy Grail. Ilya, what did the Einsburns master summon? I said, Angramayu, Rin. He was certainly nameless, and not a devil, but a hero with the name Angramayu. But a hero with the name Angramayu did exist. Yes, the story takes place a long time ago, insanely long ago, in a very small world. It was a hero that lived in a small nameless village. I don't know how distorted their doctrine was. I don't know what led them to that idea. But they lived cleanly and righteously in accordance with their precepts. People are supposed to value goodness, protect the light, and live virtuous lives. For these people, segregated from the rest of the world, this supplication was absolute. It was probably the only source of human pride that they knew. Yes, the people in the village earnestly wished for everyone to live in peace, so everyone could be free from malice and live pure, upright lives. They renounced such human concerns as hunger, conflict, love, and hate. They were proud to be worthy of God's blessing. But it was impossible. People can't be freed from malice just through clean, righteous living. From the moment we are born, there is evil in us. You must take certain measures if you want to separate evil from yourself. And those measures were taken. They came up with a way to save not just their small village, but the whole world. It's hard to make everyone do good, but you can prove everyone's goodness. You just need one person. If one person embodies all the evils of the world, the rest of the people cannot be evil, no matter what. They seriously believed in such a simple, childlike theory. And one young man was chosen as a sacrifice. They captured him, carved every curse word onto his body, forced every sin imaginable upon him, and held him responsible for all evils in the world. That's all. A small world, but an ultimate evil was born in this one complete world. The people cursed, scorned, feared, yet adored this man. They believed they were pure and righteous, since all the world's evil was within him. They seriously believed it'd save everyone in the world and created a devil. To demonstrate human goodness, they continuously tortured one man until he went insane. No, they would not allow him to die until he succumbed to old age. The name of the devil that corrupts men. He was given the name Angramayu and was irrationally hated by everyone in the world. I don't know if he really did turn into a devil during the process, but everyone in his village believed him to be so, and they treated him accordingly. They hated and feared him, but he was the proof of their goodness. They revered him as the sign of their salvation. He was the object of everyone's hate, but he saved people. His existence pardoned every one of their evil deeds. Though his method was unusual, he still saved people. He became a hero for the villagers. And a hero was born. Hated by people, losing his self, someone who transformed into exactly what they wanted, a helpless sacrifice that came to represent all the world's evil. That's the anti-hero Angramayu, an ordinary person without any special talent that was determined to be all evils of the world. The king of devils that approves of all 6 billion evils in Zoroastrianism. He's a curse made by a concept of ancient people. Kind of feel sorry for him if that's the case, because he was the role of him being a devil was pretty much just forced upon him, and he became a devil. Ilya finishes her story with no sign of bitterness or contempt. Anti-hero. Kodomine introduced me to the term when the war started. But, if Ilya's story is true, the guy who turned into Angramayu is still burdened with all the sins. It's because that's his reason of existence. A heroic spirit who's had 6 billion sins pushed onto him. If a guy like that is summoned, all that'll happen is a big massacre. It'd only be natural for him to hate people, and first of all, everyone around him established him to be a devil. Angramayu. So this man is using Sakura to take revenge on the people. No, to carry out the role people pushed onto him?
Sort of like Sakura's story when you think about it.
So I understand the story of Avenger, Angramayu. But why is he in the Holy Grail? He's just an ordinary person, right? Even if he's given the devil's name and treated like one, he's still just a human. That wouldn't turn him into a monster capable of eating the entire town. Yeah, Angramayu is human. He was just an ordinary man. But he was forced to become a heroic spirit, so there wasn't any problem originally. The Ainsburn family summoned Angramayu in the Third War, but the summoned heroic spirit was weak. The anti-hero was defeated in the early stage of the war, and the Holy Grail took him in. The Master of Ainsburn grieved how this ordinary human could be a devil that destroys the human world. Yes, that heroic spirit was merely a human that cursed the world, a human who everyone wanted to represent their evil. So he had no power. He was merely constructed by the people around him. But everything reversed the instant he was taken in by the Holy Grail. The Holy Grail grants wishes. When defeated, servants are reduced to raw magical energy and are taken in by the Holy Grail to await their release. They lose their individual personalities and stay in the Holy Grail as an omnipotent power. But Angramayu was different. He was a heroic spirit that others wished for. He was intended to be evil, regardless of his personality. No way. Could he? Yes, the Holy Grail grants every wish. He was a mere human, but he wasn't treated as one, so he was an embodiment of people's wishes. So, the instant Angramayu was taken in by the Holy Grail accepted a wish. An existence that should not be. The heroic spirit constructed from people's selfish wishes was finally given flesh within the wish-granting Holy Grail. 500 years under the Makiri and 1,000 under the Ainsburn are nothing. After all, he's an ideal human that has been wished for since the Age of Gods, over 2,000 years ago. That's what that shadow is. It finally obtained form as a heroic spirit. Angramayu used servant's colorless magical energy to embody all evils of the world. Wanting only to be evil, it slowly matured with an ability to curse all 6 billion people. Then what? The contents of the Holy Grail have already been tainted by him? The wish the Holy Grail grants is already determined and the Fourth War took place only to store up the magical energy needed to give him form? Yes, I don't know how much Kiritsugu knew about this servant called Angramayu, but believing the shadow leaking from it to be dangerous, he destroyed the Holy Grail. And his course of action was right. No matter what the previous Angramayu was, the Angramayu that formed inside the Holy Grail is real. It will become the greatest evil in the world, a devil that will kill every human being alive. But thanks to Kiritsugu's resolve, Angramayu was left unborn within the Great Holy Grail. Kotomine and Sakura received parts of it. Zoken must have known that a servant was about to be born in the Holy Grail. That's why he implanted a piece of it in Sakura, creating a link between her and that servant. He made Sakura a master so that she can control the servant once it emerges. No matter what Angramayu is, it's still a servant. No servant, no matter how strong, can disobey his master. That's Zoken's plan. He wants to use Sakura to obtain Angramayu. Hold on. Does that mean Sakura has a contract with the servant Avenger? Are you serious? Even if Sakura controls Angramayu that way, she can't resist the taint of the magical energy. She's already changed that much when Angramayu is still inside the Holy Grail, so her personality will disappear completely once it comes out. Then being a master won't matter. That's fine. Zoken isn't worried about Sakura's personality. What matters to him is her body and his connection to Angramayu. He's planning to take over her empty body after her personality disappears. I don't think you know, but Zoken can take over anyone's body as long as the worm bearing his soul exists. That's how he stayed alive until now. From the start, Sakura was just a body to eventually possess. Then what? The thing possessing Sakura. If what's changing her is a contract with a servant. Zoken kidnapped me, probably because he didn't want to let Sakura open the gate. He wanted me to take the role of the Holy Grail, allowing him to take over Sakura's body once she became Angramayu's master. I guess he plans to take over Angramayu in time. Since the soul given flesh is a living example of the third sorcery, it's like speaking ill of a perfect god because you're a human with desires. The definition of God's creation. The definition of God's creation. It's something that's made from people's wishes, but not affected by people's intentions. Well, I bet any god would turn into a devil if it reflects Zoken's personality. That must be why Kotomine considered him his enemy. I get it. That's enough, right, Shiro? Huh? Tosuka's voice brings me back to the present. It's not, huh? We know our enemy and we know Zoken's intention. Then we don't even need to talk about the rest. We don't even need to talk about the rest, huh? She's right. What's in the Holy Grail? The disaster from 10 years ago will be repeated if he comes out. No, that's an understatement. He'll kill countless people if we let him be. Yes, Sakura's creation will take many lives. I can't allow that. Then I have to stop it. I have to make whatever sacrifices I can to keep Sakura from being burdened with more deaths. Stop Angry. I have to end the war before he emerges from the Holy Grail. I guess you understand now. We have to fight and win. And there are only two ways to do this. Kill Sakura, Angry master, before he comes out, or destroy the Great Holy Grail before he comes out. The former is the more certain method. Sakura and Zoken will surely get in our way if we try to destroy the Great Holy Grail. We won't be able to do it without defeating them. So it's easiest to defeat Sakura. Yeah, fight Sakura and separate her from Angry. That's the easiest way, and the plan's easy to understand. Oh, you have no problem with going after her? That's the only thing we can manage right now. If Angry is what Ilya says it is, it's not something humans can match. We lose the instant it comes out. Then we have to take the quickest and surest route. More importantly, Tosca, I don't mind fighting, but do you know where Sakura is? That's not a problem. If Ilya's right, there's only one place the Great Holy Grail can be, right, Ilya? Yes, you're right, Rin. Angry is about to be born, so Zoken is at the Great Holy Grail. The decided ley line, the origin that was chosen by the three families 200 years ago. Angry is being conceived in the large cavern underneath the Ryudo Temple. Under the Ryudo Temple? That's where Sakura is. That's where we'll be heading, the place where the Holy Grail War will end. I take a deep breath and allow my tense mind to relax slightly. The cold pendant in my hand settles my thoughts. Fighting Sakura. Tosca isn't lying. It's just that our methods are different. Tosca must intend to finish the war by killing Sakura, but I'll end the war by saving Sakura's life. My body trembles. The house is beset by pressure, making the air feel like water. And... Sakura! The instant we realize the pressure's coming from the shadow, we run out into the yard. Uh-oh. She's back. We go out into the yard. The whole world is covered by the shadow. My entire body is numb with fear. The black shadow is standing in front of us. It can crush this house if it wants to. The difference in our power is obvious. It has transfigured into an existence that's unlike anything I've ever seen. The black shadow does nothing. It's not Sakura, but a shadow shaped like her. The real Sakura is under the Ryudo Temple. The thing in front of us is a virtual image. So you're sending the shadow instead of showing up yourself. You've gotten arrogant during the short time you've been away. Does she not hear Tosca's provocation, or does she not hear anything at all? Wavering in the moonlight, her shadow looks lonely. Her eyes look at me. Senpai. Weak, as if she'll reply like always. I just reach out. But I don't. What I must do is determined. I can't say anything to her, as doing so would weaken my resolve. She looks away, after hanging her head for a moment. Did you hear the whole story from Iliasfield, Nei-san? She confronts Tosca with a cold voice. Yeah, I heard about what's possessing you and the abilities of what's about to be born from the Holy Grail. So Sakura, let me ask, do you have any intention of cutting ties with Angry? Tosca's voice is the same, completely cold, showing no concern for Sakura. No. I said the weak knee disappeared, didn't I? I was able to obtain this power, so I don't intend to let it go. I couldn't even if I wanted to. This is how Mato Sakura has to live from now on. I see. Then one more thing. How complete is the servant you're boasting about? But what do you have to say as the mother? Is it already born? Of course not. When that happens, this town will be consumed in a second. I can't allow that. Senpai's still here, so I won't let him out as long as I still exist.
Well, she didn't seem to mind Berserker killing Shiro.
Oh, so there's no reason for us to hurry, huh? So you're going to keep Angry inside as long as Shiro's with me? That's good, Shiro. Sakura seems well enough. Don't be ridiculous. You should know how much longer I'm going to last. Please run away with Senpai. I won't last long. I don't know when I'll disappear. I might only be able to hold out for one more night. So I'm warning you before that. Nei-san, please take Senpai and run far away. Then I can be at peace and take his life with mine. Sakura says she's going to kill him using her life. Tosca trembles a bit. Is that because she believes her, or... You don't know when you're going to disappear, huh? You're wrong. You just don't know when you'll run out of patience. Nei-san. Oh well, I don't know how you're going to kill Angry, but you can kill yourself without hesitation if I run away with Shiro. You'll kill the servant within the Holy Grail along with you, right? Yes, so please run away. I don't want you to see me change. It's fine as long as Senpai gets away. So please don't come after me anymore, Senpai.
She's desperately begging us. Sakura's shadow can kill us right now, but it asks for salvation by letting us go. But I can't answer her wish. I can't leave Sakura and run away, nor can I let her kill herself along with Angry Mayu. And
we'll go there. We'll go and kill you for sure.
Tosuke breaks away from her sister.
What? What did you expect? As Tosuke's Magus, I can't ignore you. And I can't believe you even if you say you'll kill yourself. Don't you get it, Sakura? You're not making any sense. You want to kill, but you're telling me to run. Jeez, you're trying to act like a good girl because you're in front of Shiro. What? Oh, you can make a good face. That's what you should have done from the start. So is that all? Then get lost. You don't have to hurry since we'll go see you right away. Look, Sakura, I'll kill you with my own hands.
Tosuke declares with a voice that even contains kindness. The shadow wavers, after freezing on the spot like a statue.
Yes, I'll be waiting for you, Nei-san.
It smiles violently and disappears. Well, this will be great. Shiro doesn't have a servant, and yeah, Tosuke doesn't have a servant either. So we really have no way of doing this. The shadow covering the house recedes. Tosuke and I are the only ones remaining in the yard. Oh shit, I get dizzy. I thought I was concentrating, but it seems I was agitated after seeing Sakura's image. It seems Sakura's not the only one that's running out of time.
Shiro, you heard what Sakura said, but what are you going to do? If you want to run, I won't stop you, but if you do, that'll be after you project the gem sword.
You don't have to confirm with me. I won't run away, and I'll somehow project the gem sword. We're cooperating, right? Then I'll follow up by doing the things you can't do.
I see. That's good, but do you understand, Shiro? Coming with me means killing Sakura. The same goes for the gem sword. You're going to prepare a weapon that I will use to kill her.
Yeah, the gem sword thing is contradictory, but Sakura's out of our control, and projecting the sword is a promise we made. If projecting the sword means we can match Sakura's shadow, then it's something we definitely need to do.
Oh?
So, yeah, I'm taking the opposite measure. I'm going to end this war by saving Sakura. I've decided to be Sakura's superhero. Even if letting Sakura live means killing everyone else? We don't know that yet. There should be a way to save Sakura and not let there be any more victims.
I don't know about that. Sakura's already killed many people. Is it justice for you to save such a person, Shiro?
Her inquiry is decisive. A sin I can't talk myself out of. She put it into words, and I finally... That's right. I'll protect her even if she's not human. I'm going to protect her from everything, including the part of her that wants to kill me. That's all I want to do. That's what it means to be someone's ally, right? I'm able to tell her what I think.
Jeez, you really can just come out and say it.
I nod back, feeling no shame.
I see. Well, I knew there was no point in arguing with you, but I didn't think it'd go this far. You beat me.
Huh? Where are you going, Tosuke?
I have to go prepare for the battle. Sakura gave us that warning because she really doesn't have time to spare, so I have to get ready quickly.
That's true, but we were talking.
We're done talking now. In short, you're going to save Sakura as long as you're still alive, right? Fine. Do as you want. I'm not going to say anything now. Go struggle to your heart's content.
Where did her nervousness go? Tosuke looks angry now.
But don't get me wrong, this is an exchange for making the gem sword. I'll leave you in charge of Sakura as long as you're trying. I won't do anything until you can't move anymore. That's good, right? You might be able to save Sakura if you try hard enough.
Tosuke leaves with that. The uneasiness in my chest goes away. We're thinking oppositely, but Tosuke still wants to save Sakura. Then I can entrust her with Sakura. We both like her. Then Tosuke should be able to save Sakura. Oh man. It's 10 o'clock. Tosuke said we'll prepare for battle and go to the Ryoto Temple before the day changes.
Well, I'm going to have you project the gem sword, but how do you feel? But can you project it while suppressing Archer's arm?
Oh, I see. Ilya hasn't told her how I took the shroud off. Well, yeah.
Oh, that's good to hear. The rest is up to Shiro and Ilya. The Azoth sword, which is as close as we're going to get to the gem sword, Shiro's projection and Ilya's support, we may not be able to replicate it, but if all goes well, we should at least be able to reproduce half of its original ability.
Tosuke hands me a dagger. The dagger is a ritualistic equipment. It might be something she favors, but it looks well used. Not only that, even an amateur like me can feel how much magical energy is stored in this thing. Well, this is nothing compared to the Shadow, but it's still 100 times more than my magical energy capacity. This is amazing. You had something like this up your sleeve? Of course it's amazing. I used all the jewels I had, which contained 10 years worth of magical energy. Tosca sulks like she didn't want to use them. She seems generous, but maybe she's really stingy when it comes to money. Well, with that aside. But is this really okay, Tosca? You don't have any left for yourself if you've used everything you have, right? I know you're not fully recovered, so can you still fight? Well, I can manage to move around, but I haven't healed to the point where I can use magic again. Wait, then... You don't need to worry. It's fine as long as you can project the gem sword. The sword has absurd powers said to have even stopped the falling moon. I don't get what she means, but Tosca has great confidence. Well, if she's sure of herself, I won't worry either. Let's start, Shiro. It'll take a long time to project that sword, even for you. We have to get started or the day will change. You're right. Then let's go back to your room. If we're not someplace where you can relax, our chances are lower. Tosca heads back to the living room. Oh, hold on. I'll do the projection in the shed. And I want to be alone with Ilya while I do it, so can you wait in your room? Why? I have to be there in case something happens, right? There's no need. It's a bother if you're here. Shiro gets distracted easily, so we might fail if you fall and get his attention when it counts the most. Damn. That's offensive. Hey, that's rude, Ilya. Tosca complains with a sour look. She's not arguing back, maybe because she can't deny the possibility that she'll screw up at a crucial moment. Alright, then I'll wait outside the shed. Is that alright, Ilya? I guess it can't be helped. That's the biggest compromise we can make. Rin, don't come in until I tell you to if you want us to reproduce the gem sword. I'll call for you if something's about to happen, so please stay outside until then no matter what. You're being persistent. I said I understand. I won't come in even if I hear Shiro scream. That's troubling. It doesn't really matter, but I wish she'd picked a better example. Well, let's go, Shiro. Ilya goes into the shed. I decide to ask Tosca something before I follow. Tosca, can I have this sword? You're going to be projecting using that. The Azoth sword will go away once the gem sword's projected. Yeah. You can have the gem sword. So can I have this in return? See, this might break if I fail. I can't concentrate, thinking how you might get angry if I break this. Jeez, fine. You can have the Azoth sword if that'll help you relax. Thanks. Then I'm going to go do my best. Uh-oh. I shut the door. I can't let Tosca see this. I'm sure she won't stop me now, but she'll definitely feel responsible. If I'm to smooth this out, I have to tell her I used it after everything is over and get retroactive approval. Are you ready, Shiro? You've received Archer's arm already, so I don't need to explain the steps, right? I nod. Ilya tells me to sit down, and I do so. But Ilya, I can only project what I've seen or what Archer made. I have no information on the gem sword. I can't project it even if we have a blueprint and a dagger that's just like it. I know. I'll first have you come inside my memory. I haven't seen it either, but the record of the gem sword is in me. Tosca's great master was there when the Holy Grail was made. I'm sure the sword was there at that time. Whoa, Ilya! Just close your eyes. I'll keep your body here and send your mind somewhere else. We did this before. I'll send your vision into my memory, so analyze the gem sword there. I'll release your left arm once you're inside. You'll be hit by the pressure of 200 years and the invasion from your arm at the same time. Brace yourself and try to finish the projection as fast as you can. Ilya's voice is trembling. Her arms are as well. I'll take you to the gem sword, so you just need to hold your breath, clear your mind, and don't look at anything unnecessary. You just need to draw out his Zeldritch. Space splits. Is it because all my senses are within her memory? Or is it because my left arm is released? Whoa. It's the kaleidoscope again. There's no pain. The cognition of pain doesn't matter now. I'm swallowed by my injury. I'm falling into a swirling maelstrom of pain. I don't know where I am. I don't know who I am. I don't know what it means. It's a large circuit. Multi-layered crests are carved into a bare rock that's over 50 meters in radius. It's like a large observatory, rotating by itself in the deserts of Arizona. Arizona. That's oddly specific. The circuits cover the area in many layers. The geometric figures turn in place. A white girl stands in the center of the beautiful spider's nest. Her name is Justiz. Justiz Lizrich von Eisbern. She's the Magus that devised the Holy Grail War. The great Magus who was called the Winter Saint, a Magus accompanied by Makiri Zoken and Tosuke Nagatsu. The Great Holy Grail is activated. Justiz becomes the key, reenacting the ancient sorcery. Yes, the Holy Grail is just a Holy Grail without her. Her will is needed for Heaven's Feel. The old man knows as well as Makiri and Tosuke do that the Holy Grail is a mere wishbringer. My vision narrows. The world expands. I concentrated on something needless. I did, so my body was ripped in half. The world is too big for this small body. I'll eventually see nothing. The process behind this 200-year-old ritual doesn't matter. There's only one thing I need to look at. I concentrate on the man standing in front of the Great Holy Grail. I concentrate on the dagger in his hand. That's the original. A ritual dagger with a jeweled blade. The kaleidoscopic gleam sears through my eyes and into my brain. I understand the instant I see it. I understand that I can't comprehend it. All I can imitate is its shape. I can't analyze its structure and project it. What kind of a magical theory was it constructed with? The old man's dagger is still a mystery, even if I use Archer's arm and every last piece of knowledge in Heroic Spirit Emiya. It's alien technology. The old man is embodying general knowledge from a far future, beyond the reach of modern man. I'm repelled. I can't be repelled. I can't reach it. Not reaching it is unforgivable. I reach out. I reach out. I reach out. My eyes are burned out. My brains are burned out. I extend my left arm for dozens of meters. Extend, extend, extend. Stop! Come back, Shiro! I hear Ilya's voice, but I'm not there yet. I don't even have my fingertips on it. I can't back out now. How can I back out after seeing that miracle? The ultimate one. Give up! Do you want to disappear, Shiro? Get there. Get there. Get there. Get there. Get there, get there, get there, get there, get there. Shiro! Did I jump myself, or was I pushed back by something? I'm flying, and I land on my back. My left arm, pain, my tongue, my fingers, the trembling one. Stay! Shroud! A big knife stabs me from the side. It's so uncomfortable that I repel the one wielding it. Oh! Ouch! And I realize I just punched Ilya. I'm sorry, Ilya, She pats dust off herself and gets up. Good, she's not hurt. I told you not to look at unnecessary things, you idiot! Jeez, I'll let you off the hook this time since it paid off, but I won't forgive you if you disobey me again. She points at my face as she scolds me. Wait. Feeling something hard in my left hand, I look down. I managed to project it. It's projected, but it doesn't seem like the one I saw. First of all, I don't feel any magical energy in this thing. Tosuke's Azoth sword is many times better than this, and this blade wouldn't cut paper. Yep, I have a lot to complain about, but thanks to your hard work, Shiro, your projection was perfect. You showed me a flawless blade works. I don't know, but is this any good? It looks pretty crappy. That's fine as is. The sword is an extraordinary demonic sword that can only be used by Schreinorg's lineage. Well, I guess it's fate. Sakura is receiving the protection of the third, and Reen's going to try to use the second. It wouldn't end up like this as mere investigation if the association were here. Every department would be running to put them on trial. Ilya laughs. Wow, so this dagger is that amazing? Yeah, to be more accurate, it's a multi-dimensional refractory phenomenon. Gem Sword Kishur Zeldrich Schweinord. It's called Gem Sword Zeldrich, and it's the old Magus' favorite sword and Tosuke's heirloom. But the sword wasn't passed down to the Tosuke line, just the blueprints. It's an assignment from the sorcerer that the Tosuke Magi must pursue for a long, long time. Assignment from a sorcerer? Wait, the Great Master Tosuke was talking about as a sorcerer? Yeah, but Zeldrich is an oddball among the sorcerers in that he still associates himself with this world. I'm sure he has other apprentices. I don't think Zeldrich is in this world, but he might show up once Reen's capable of making the gem sword by herself. He's not in this world, but he might appear all of a sudden. Isn't he just a wanderer that likes to travel? Whoa. I let my guard down. I get dizzy. I clench my right fist, feel the pendant digging into my torn flesh, and keep my consciousness. I steady my breathing so Ilya doesn't notice. My limbs. I still feel my limbs. Good. I thought I'd lose something if I used projection, but I'm not missing anything yet. My head's still working. The biggest proof is that I can check on my condition. I should be able to use one more projection. No, I have to use it. I have to save Sakura in a way different from Tosuka. Archer's arm will make it possible.
No.
So, means, in short, the sorcery parallel world, so his nickname Kaleidoscope. Tosuka? Jesus Christ. We really are out of it. I can't understand her. It's not that I can't hear her. She's just speaking in a language I don't understand. She's talking in some strange language and holding something dangerous in her left hand. Tosuka's holding a sword I've never seen before. Never seen before? That can't be. I projected, I think, that sword just now, and my left hand is empty, so it must mean I handed it to Tosuka. Shiro? From... Was the projection? I get a chill. My memory's vague. I can't recall anything. My understanding and the details don't match up. I clench my right hand. My eyes finally focus in exchange for dripping blood. Tosuka. I get up. My limbs are light compared to my disconnected head. They're so light that I think they may be empty inside. It's not Tosuka. Ilya will go and test it out, so you should rest. Wait, what's with your hand? Tosuka grabs me. Her speed is surprisingly slow, but... Huh? Why do you have this? My mind isn't working, and she has a hold of my hand before I know it. Tosuka's looking at the pendant in my palm with astonishment. I don't know why she's surprised, but I have this because... Shiro, why do you have this? And are you crazy holding it this tight? Why? I have it as a charm. This is something I picked up. Why did I pick it up? It's something I shouldn't forget, but I can't remember. But the stranger in my left arm knows what it is better than I do. It's something important. I have to have it on me until the end. Words that are not mine come out of my mouth. Shiro, I also have that pendant. Huh? Tosuka takes out a pendant from her pocket. It's certainly the same. It's a simple design for a jewel user like Tosuka, but I think something simple like this brings out her beauty. Wow, they're the same. I nod back. No, mine's empty, but there's still a bit left in yours. It's not significant, but I'm sure there's a meaning behind the usage of it. Keep that. It might come in handy. Tosuka puts her pendant away and walks off with Ilya. Hey, Tosuka, where are you going? I need to talk to Ilya. I'll let you rest for an hour, so stay in your room. And I'll get seriously mad if you don't treat your hand right away. Tosuka's bad temper borders on outright hostility. She takes Ilya, who follows her without a word. Oh well, I guess I'm saved. I have to find out what happened to me before I start moving around. I'm still conscious. I can figure out the situation if I don't let my guard down. So, why am I here? I think about why I'm here in the shed. Sakura's warning. Sakura warned us to run, and Tosuka said she'd fight. Then, that's right, we have to go beneath the Ryudo Temple. So why am I lying in the shed when we have to go to the Ryudo Temple? I'm on the ground. I realize that I'm inside the shed. My right hand is hurting. Thanks to that, my consciousness is back. Damn, pull yourself together, idiot. I get up and check how my limbs are doing. Don't lose spirit. I'm certainly losing something at hopeless speed. But it's not fatal. At the very least, I should be able to fight normally until the day dawns. You look terrible. Do you recognize me, Shiro? I quickly turn around. In the back of the shed, shrouded in darkness just beyond the moon's reach, there stands a servant in black. Ryder, you... Yes, I was watching you. My mission is to protect you, but Sakura is my master. So long as she is the one trying to harm you, I can offer you no assistance. That is why I did not help you in the forest. It was your own fault to be attacked by Berserker. Ryder explains lightly. She speaks without emotion. It seems she was waiting for me to be alone. I see. Then you came here to kill you, and your allies are Sakura's enemy. Thus I cannot let you meet her. Ryder's holding a nail-like dagger. I feel her hostility creeping up my spine. Ryder's serious. Maybe give her the answer to the previous question? She once asked me, what was it? Remember, it was... will I be able to fight until the very end? Will I be on Sakura's side? I'm pretty sure. That's right. She asked me under the starry sky if I'll be on Sakura's side until the very end. The words I couldn't say to her back then, I can tell her now with confidence. Ryder, I understand how much you care for Sakura. You're stopping me now because Sakura will suffer if you let me go, right? Yes. Are you still going to kill Sakura in spite of that? I'm not going to kill her. I'm going to save her. Ryder, I'm going to protect Sakura until the very end. I'm going to choose Sakura no matter what. So please, lend me your power. Tosuka and I can't do this alone. If you care for Sakura, please help us. Is that your answer to my question from the other day? I nod.
Very well. But I will not fight unless there is a chance to win. What do you expect from me, Shiro? What I expect from Ryder? There's only one thing. Ryder's the only one out of all the servants that can oppose Saber's noble phantasm, Sakura's strongest card. I have some questions before that. Can you still use your noble phantasm? Yes, Sakura still supplies me with magical energy. Right, next question. Are servants still spirits even if they take physical form, so you can't hurt them with normal weapons? Let's see. A normal servant will be able to nullify them, but those consumed by Sakura are another matter. Having received bodies from Sakura, they cannot return to spiritual form. Strong magical weapons should be able to penetrate through their shadows. I see. Then it's decided. There's a chance of victory, and the rules are clear. Ryder, I want you to beat Saber one-on-one. To be specific. I whisper in her ear. I know nobody's listening, but I'm just making sure. I see. I can definitely penetrate her guard with that. It is a pure contest of power. Nothing is left to chance. Right? Well, if there is a problem. It is your skill and my trust in you. I nod. Ryder puts a finger on her mouth, thinking. Fair enough. I shall trust you and accept you as my temporary master. And agrees with a smile that takes me by surprise.